What is going on? What is going on, guys? Ready to get this on the road. Was tired last night. I was shot last night, definitely. But we're gonna pop out this chat quick. For all you guys, make it a day. Hold on. How's everyone doing today, guys? Everyone good? The worst offense in Eagles history, thanks, Howie. Definitely. I could probably say that. Be honest, I've never seen offense play like this. Yeah, Kavai, I believe that. The Giant fans, even some of the Giant fans think like, oh, Giants are going to be on top of the division. Let me tell you something. When the Giants pretty much clean house, okay? The Giants clean house. They had nobody. Okay, even now there's nothing promising for the Giants. I think the Eagles are done because of this going on. Not really, bro. Not really. Where's my
No, and of course, that insult to injury, Metcalf just goes insane.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's just so good.
He's unbelievable.
He's so. I mean, Slay was just. Yeah, you can't do it yourself with him, no matter how good you think you are.
No,
you just can't. He was just a monster, and he's not coverable. It's just basically what it is. He has to make mistakes on his own.
He's built like a defensive end, but he runs like the fastest receiver in football.
Oh,
it's insane.
Yeah, and watch him. I mean, a lot of teams passed on him, but the Eagles have that history of passing on everybody.
And the guy that they took can't even be activated. He's so bad.
No, there were so many. There's so much to complain about, and you just wonder how. The term is all in. The Eagles look like a team that's all out. They just do. I mean, you hate to say it because it comes down to not the defense yesterday. I give them credit.
They played hard.
They did. They had an edge that cost them early, but I think they knew it was their only chance to have a real kind of snarl on them. I think they kind of realized, and I think you could tell early with Slay that he knew he was overmatched, and he had to like psychologically try to get some kind of an advantage.
Yeah, that personal foul.
Yeah, he had to because he's like, well, so I got to do something here.
Yeah,
maybe he'll back off. Maybe he didn't back off.
No,
but the offense just looked like they looked checked out.
It's the worst. It's the worst Eagles offense I've ever seen. I've never seen anything like this. Week after week, and it's just so bad.
I mean, coming out of a huddle, not knowing what to do, and they say it's a helmet. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What?
And I don't get how they use Hurts for 2 plays. He actually throws a pass, successful, take him out.
Take him right out. Right.
No, there was absolutely no explanation. There was none. They on TV is like, what do you? There's no answer. Like,
no.
What is this? What the team's doing absolutely nothing. Somebody comes in and you do something. He's gone in 10 seconds. What is this?
We had too much success.
Yeah.
We can't have that.
What the hell is this? You got to think if you're
too much
thinking
success.
That, there's got to be people in uniform that are thinking that.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear the defense is disgusted with the offense, and they should be.
Man, they were on the field forever.
And you can see, like, the body language of some of the players. I think, like, some of the offensive players are really frustrated with Wentz. There was one time where he throws low to Sanders, and you see Sanders, like, gesturing to him, like, throw it higher. Like, I think
Sanders lost his hands a couple of times.
Sanders dropped the ball a couple times.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of finger pointing going on.
Oh no, it's a total. The offense is just there's no like the term is rhyme or reason. There's neither. There's nothing there. It makes no sense. When you go, what are you doing? Why aren't you taking a field goal? It's the second. How many times have we said, what is going on with this decision? This goes on game after game. Like, what is that decision? It doesn't make any sense. Like going for 2 previously. Where is the math?
Well, that's the thing. Doug will at least usually have some kind of mathematical explanation for it. He didn't even have an explanation this time. He's just like, I wanted to go for it.
No, really.
Yeah.
We wanted to go for it. What are you, crazy? You wanted to go for it. You basically, the only explanation is, my offense is so bad we're never going to get this far down there again.
Well, that's what they were saying on the broadcast.
Hell.
But
you ever feel like that?
You got to get the field goal and make it a one-score game.
Maybe your defense will turn the ball, get a turn. I mean, they're playing okay. I mean, geez, there's no. You're watching. What? You never think that you have the score right when you watch these decisions. You're always triple checking the score to say, do I have this right?
Right.
Like, check my math here. Is this my? Why?
Are they wrong on the TV?
Really?
Is the score wrong
What
on
is
the TV?
the score? Is there another alternate universe that there's another scoreboard that they're seeing and we're not?
Right.
Why are you doing that? So it was just a horrible. I kept thinking, what if there were actually people in the stands this year?
Oh my God!
What that place would be like?
Can't even imagine.
After that, in that first quarter.
I can't imagine.
I missed it last night.
That would have been like. Oh my God!
That would have been great.
Somebody would have been fired by now.
It would have been. The booing would have been legendary.
After the first series, they go 3 and out, and then when they went 3 and out the 4th time, it would have been. And that's the thing. If there were fans,
there's no way Wentz stays in.
No way. No way. No. If there were fans there, Wentz would have been pulled.
Yeah. I mean, you just.
I believe that.
It would have been horrific, and it would have been deserved. But maybe it wouldn't have happened. Maybe with people there, somebody picks it up a little bit. I understand that the line's bad and the protection is bad. Well, in the first place, the protection's bad. What the hell were you doing early in the year? You could have had Mulatto over there the whole time to learn the damn thing. Exactly. By now it'd been a lot better.
Exactly.
That's half of what's going on is on you for what you did early in the year when everybody knew that Peters couldn't play there.
And by the way, Peters was no better at right guard. He was terrible there too.
He's done.
Yeah.
He's just done. They went into this. They went in. They had Lane Johnson do some bizarre uncommon surgery, I guess, to try to get him. No, he's hurt. Like, you have to just deal with the reality of it.
And they don't learn from their mistakes. Like, they put Peters at left tackle, stunning the growth of Mulatto. Now they're going to put him at right guard, and that's going to stunt the growth of another guy that they could play and get him experience.
Yeah. I guess it's to chase at the end. I mean, what are you chasing? What pot of gold is there at the end of this rainbow in this division?
Nothing. And that's what I don't get about the Wentz thing. Like, what are you preserving by leaving him in? Just go to Hurts and see what. Like, give us something to at least be interested in.
There is no way that Wentz should start the next game.
No.
There is just no way.
No.
And I mean, I think he is their quarterback long term.
Right.
But he has to take a game. You have to recognize what's going on. That interception you cannot tolerate that. You cannot tolerate that interception in the end zone.
Thanks,
again.
Hitman.
You just can't. I mean, your defense plays its tails off, and you get that.
And it's like, and I'm not saying the play calling or the offensive line were good. They weren't. But when you did have time and you did have guys open, he underthrew it or he missed the read and he couldn't find them. It's like he is so lost right now. You cannot continue to play him.
No, you can't. I mean, if I don't know what the beating's going to be like. If where they're going to come out of it. But I can't structure any argument where you just don't. It's almost like pulling the goalie and saying, you know what, we just got to change something.
Exactly.
You just have to.
It's not necessarily like you're this huge franchise-altering decision that you're never going to go back to him. But like you said, like, it's like pulling a hockey goal.
You're not done.
Just because Carter Hart gives up 3 goals and gets pulled doesn't mean he's not going to start the next night.
Yeah, just go. But don't bring me in for a play. I mean, what is that? It's. I have never seen anything like this. All the attention going in, and then you come in and play one play. What are you doing? Where is the plan? It's for a team that had so much success and the coach was so in tune with everything. They're just out of tune. It's just they're just out of tune with each other, from the center to the quarterback. Ball goes through Wentz's hand. Like, was that a bad? I don't even know still.
Right.
How did that happen?
And Kelsey's normally good, but the one where everybody went and Kelsey didn't stab the ball, that was hilarious.
Oh my God. I mean, how is we going this far in reverse?
It's astonishing.
It just goes on. And the quality of the games, you're watching, we watched the day before. You watch the day before in this case, and you see these great games, and you like, what is this?
No, it's
even Seattle comes in and plays a horrible game. I mean, they played a bad game.
Oh yeah,
wasn't a good game for them.
They were actually beatable.
They had no business winning.
No.
With their 4th down decisions to go and then not go for touchdown. They left points everywhere, and they waltzed.
By Wilson's standards, he did not play well last.
No, not at all.
Not what he usually does.
He had a couple of runs at the second half to start up, but no.
Right.
They never. Every time they had a big 3rd or 4th, they didn't make it. Partly because the Eagles deep, but they didn't make it. And they still didn't even break a sweat in this thing.
What did you think of Schwartz telling Metcalf before the game he's no Megatron? Did you think that kind of gave him a little extra motivation?
I don't know. That guy seems to create his own motivation.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that will wear, whatever it takes to, like, all these teams passed on me. He's going to use that forever.
Yep.
That guy's he's got energy. He fuels whatever's said during a game. Whatever it is, is it his wife or girlfriend on Twitter that no, that's Slay.
Oh yeah,
Slay.
Yeah, she might want to take a little break.
Slay. I mean, he uses everything to fuel him. It's like, okay, I was slighted here. Then if you slight me during the game, then you push me early in the game. He's just going to make you pay for it. He's just boy, what a weapon! What a weapon! Deep. He missed a block last night that cost him, but that was about it.
And every time he plays the Eagles, he's going to make it a point to destroy them.
Oh, and he's got every other team that passed on him too.
Yeah,
it's like including his own.
Yeah. So, all right, Al.
All right. Well, that was entertaining.
It was.
Oh God.
Well, next up, Al will elaborate on the Something Show.
It's the Overlap Show. The Overlap Show. Night meets the morning. It's the Overlap Show. It's the Overlap Show.
And now a game of commercial chicken. Brought to you by Progressive, where we see how long Flo can go without talking about insurance. Ready? Go.
Total mess, huh?
It's just all over the place lately, right?
Probably agree, guys. That Seattle team was so beat. Like, I was watching Seattle last night. I was like, they're like the 4th-ranked offense in the league. Like, I figured they were. I thought we were going to get creamed last night. I mean, by more points at least, but those guys, like, I thought they looked so beatable last night. Hey, that's what it is, man. I don't know what they're doing. Everything those guys said was totally true. Everything they said was totally true. Between the offensive line, between some of these guys not playing well, the opportunities of putting other players at positions and not doing it, putting these veteran guys that still aren't playing good, like Jason Peters, just. No, Cowboy X Factor's not a troll, guys. He's a moderator, obviously. So, how you doing, Cowboy?
Alrighty, welcome to Something So. And you're saying, how'd you play the music? You never play the music after the Eagles lose. Well, you know what? You're not going to ruin my days anymore. I've given up trying to think, oh, if they win, I'm going to be happy. No, they're not going to win. You're not going to ruin my day anymore. I've had it. I can take a loss. I can't take a mess. It's one thing to have a loss. It's one thing to lose. It's quite another to come in and just, in a national game like that, to just completely have a mess out there offensively, to have a defense that came to play, and then I don't even know you don't even know what you're watching. If you're just at football 101, you've got a team that's kind of in disarray, you've got a quarterback that's a mess, and you watch things happen that are inexplicable. You cannot come up with reason. This is what's so maddening about this. Every week there's situations where you shake your head and you wait for an explanation, and there's no logical explanation. What, you're going for a touchdown instead of a field goal at a key point in the game? No, it makes no sense. Bringing in a quarterback, having him throw passing completed, then taking him out, and all the momentum's gone. It makes no sense. Having a running back that averages 5 yards a game, touches the ball like 6 times from the backfield. It makes no sense. There's just too many things that make no sense. You can accept losing. You can accept, okay, there's no protection here or there. You can do things like that. But it's so difficult to have to go game after game and go, what the hell was that? Why this? Why that? How come this happened? There's no reason. There's nothing that makes sense with the offense. Why is Jeffrey in the game? How come Fulgham's not getting passes? There is question after question after question where the answer is simply, it makes no sense. It's completely illogical. It's in the first place, it doesn't work, which is everybody with 20, any kind of, you can have no 20 vision and see that it's not working. It's completely illogical what's going on. All you're asking is give them the best chance. There's no best chance. And Lord, it's a good thing there aren't human beings in the stands and not cardboard cutouts, because they would be awarded a storm of boos that was so well to be stormtrooper boos coming out if that had happened, to have to go through that and watch that. 3 and out. Somebody comes in, gives you life, 1 and out. Nothing there. Can't get out of the huddle in time. Just chaos. And the opponent comes in. The opponent comes in and plays a C- game. A C- game for them, basically, with 1 star that you don't give any help to Slay got beat, but my Lord. You got to give him something. I give him at least credit for knowing the situation early and going right at the guy and then taking the responsibility afterwards. That has to be game planned better. But that defense, it's hard to argue with that, what they had to do early to keep him in. But overall, just an absolutely horrendous.
Talon and Squiddy, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate it.
Horrendous night for the Eagles. And forget the final score. That was just a throwaway. It could cost people money, but it was a throwaway at the end. There's so little to take out of this. And I guess you can always go back to the storyline of the dumpster fire that is the NFC East and say, well,
we got Jim Schwartz with the super chat. Love dedication, Joey, after the late night stream. I know, and I had to sleep after last night between that game, that live stream last night for 2.5 hours plus a video I made late last night on top of it. It's been kind of crazy. What's going on? Philly Talk Podcast in the building, man. I know. I know. It doesn't seem like it's getting better right now. So appreciate everybody being here today. Wait, hold on. Let me see here. This is going to get really bad today. It's going to get really, really bad today. Yeah, we have 118 in the chat, guys. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. If you guys haven't hit that like button already, hit the like button. It does help support the channel. This channel just hit 10,000 subscribers yesterday. Awesome milestone. I'm going to have a 10K stream soon. Once I have time to where we don't have crazy news going on middle of the week, and we could kind of sit back and enjoy it. So I appreciate everybody being here today. Philly Talk Podcast, thanks for the support, man. Much appreciated, bro.
We had to do this, and we're not out of it, so we can't completely throw our hands up at everything. But my God, this is big. The problems they have, short and long term, outweigh, and it's hard to even say this, outweigh the chance to win the division. That's how bizarre this season is right now. It's bizarre to begin with because of what's going on just with our world. But the problems they have outweigh that chance to win the division. People are just tired of, like Ray Dinger said, they're just tired of don't tell me about first place in the division or winning the division. Tired of it. It's much more concerning to see what's gone on in the field. I don't understand how they possibly could run Wentz out to start the next game. His interception in the end zone again on a insane call in the first place to even go for that, to throw a pick there. How do you come back with that? I mean, I just don't understand the upside to that. It's not the end of the world if the quarterback sits for a series, and I'm saying even for the start of a game at this point. It's not the end of the world. Nope. You've tried this when you've tried this and you've tried that, and the option has been staring you in the face forever, to the point now where you've become a national punching bag for the way you're using your quarterback, and the stories coming up about a backup quarterback who sees 2 to 3 plays a game. When that's your storyline going into the game, you know you've got some deep-seated issues that you just might as well confront them head on. Yeah, but don't keep coming at this thing sideways. Confront them head on. You just got to make a change. You have to. There's nothing going on right. There has to be that drastic move. You have to do something like this. You got people tuning in every week, say, okay, is he going to see him some here, see him some there? You can't think that the players are oblivious to this. The players obviously there's some impact on what's going on there. So it is of all the games, of all the stuff that's happened this season, to me, last night was the most maddening. In a game against a team that was ultimately just beatable last night for their performance on third and fourth down key situations where they usually kill you. They didn't have it, and you couldn't come up with anything. And if you think anybody's coming away feeling better because of that nonsense at the end, no, nobody's feeling better at all about that. So this day after the game, I see very little light at the end of the tunnel on what's going on with the Eagles, and I think they need to make that change, and quickly, at the guy behind center or in the shotgun position. All right, Rhea Hughes, Angelo Catale, Rhea, and Keith Delane Jones coming up. Time of 94 WIP 5:53.
On what they're going to do here. I thought Doug would have been fired by now. I mean, if that was me, you would have been fired by now. I mean, this is just atrocious for this quarterback. And I mean, Carson Wentz should even start next game. I mean, after that performance yesterday, shouldn't even start. Guy's been hit on the ground too many times. This guy's been holding on to the football. This guy's missing wide open guys on the field. We go down the field, and Doug Peterson uses a three tight end set, puts Caleb Wilson in there, which I didn't know we had. I think it was Caleb Wilson as tight end. We put Caleb Wilson in there. Richard Rodgers is open. Richard Rodgers is actually open. Slant pass, open. Guy at the receiver on the left was pretty much getting past that cornerback. Probably a better shot to just hit the tight end on the slant. And then Wentz just throws a pick right in the end zone to a Seahawk right in the end zone, right to him.
It's just all over the place lately, right? One day it's hot, and the next day
Yeah, I just can't.
it's windy.
And I've never seen a quarterback get this many chances. We got a new subscriber, Leonardo Miller, with the subscription. Thank you very much for subscribing to the channel, bro.
Geico presents Left Brain versus Right Brain.
You know, we should switch to Geico. I'm taking over your
I don't get it.
We could save
I don't get it. Never will get it.
car insurance. Ooh, with that kind of scratch, we can get the band back together for our reunion tour. A, we were never in a band. B, Glenn let us play the tambourine on stage one time. And C, we will, however, put that savings towards...
He just needs to be put on the bench.
Look what I found.
6 touches for Miles Sanders. Philly Talk Podcast just said that.
15 minutes could save
6 touches.
Call today at 610-9804. Visit online, drglatt.com.
Fernando Martino with the new subscription. Appreciate it, man. Brady Marmorato with the new subscription. Appreciate it, guys.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the WIP Morning Show on a Tuesday morning in the Delaware Valley after yet another edition of a pitiful season by the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, Jake Elliott's a whole nother story. I'm done with him, too. $8 million a year.
3 hours and 15 minutes you'll never get back. And, you know, I don't even know, Jonesy, I should know after all this time how the fans react to a game. But I think this is around the period of time where fans go, screw you.
They do.
I've seen enough of this. It's the same garbage. I had a whole bunch of emails overnight for people saying, I am not watching the end of this game. This is pitiful. And you go, at some point, they keep showing the decision makers on the team up in their boxes, right?
Yep.
And you got Jeff Lurie there with his wife, and even though he's got the mask on, you could tell he's got a puss on his face. And you go, and Jeff, it's already a matter of record now that he's disgusted with this team. And then he saw that abomination last night. Jonesy, he's got to be frustrated and ready to do something, doesn't he?
He's got to be ready to take
Right.
action. I mean, that type of performance is one that just stands out to me, that changes things of the future of the Philadelphia Eagles. That is just awful to watch.
And the GOAT of the game did not play in the game. He is the GOAT of the game was the man who was witnessed packing up his gear, putting away his binoculars, because maybe now he can't see his future any better. Howie Roseman.
Yes, no doubt.
Howie Roseman cost the Eagles last night's game. Do I hear any arguments?
No.
No arguments. Because it was one player.
Yeah.
It was one player. And it was a player so easily could have been an Eagle. And Howie Roseman said, DK Metcalf, I can get J.J. Arcega-Whiteside.
I saw him
Right.
on the West Coast when everybody else was
Right.
asleep.
And then somebody else said, how about this kid Terry McLaurin? No, you don't understand. You went to bed. I stayed up to watch the Pacific Coast, the Pac-10, and I got to see J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is way better than these other guys. Fast forward 2 years, and your team stinks because Howie couldn't get that right. And Metcalf, what a story surrounding Metcalf last night. Because he had 10 catches for 177 yards.
Career night.
And he now has 4 times as many pass receiving yards, as the entire wide receiving core that was on the field last night for the Eagles.
That's incredible.
Hit the
That is
one
incredible.
man, and you had him available to you. And I don't want to hear this garbage that is now being slewed around. Howie's not the only one that missed. No, a lot of people missed on Metcalf. He went in the second round.
Yeah.
But not too many of them missed him. To select a different wide receiver, one who, by the way, stinks and can't even get on the field.
Can't play a lick.
Howie Roseman lost the game last night. And if you don't believe me, remember, Howie said, I gotta get a shutdown corner. So we got Darius Slay, who was pretty good.
Yeah.
Darius Slay was powerless against Metcalf.
The one catch that you couldn't defend against.
No, he's unbelievable. So just to remind you how dumb Roseman was when he let Metcalf go for Whiteside, here's a reminder.
Wilson on second down, fakes. He's back. He fires, completes it for a first down to Metcalf. Wilson back, looks, fires, complete, first down. This time he goes again to DK Metcalf running a slant. Single setback as Wilson goes back, penalty flag. Wilson fires, he completes it to Metcalf, who comes down to the 20-yard line with a first down. Wilson back, fires, complete to Metcalf. He is leaning forward, but he's short of the first down. Wilson pumps and fires to the far side of the field. The pass is complete. Catching the pass is Metcalf. Wilson's back. Here comes the rush again. He's loading up. He's going deep for Metcalf, who has it, and he's down at the 1. 52 yards into the waiting arms of Metcalf. You know, the Eagles could have taken him. Wilson fakes. He rolls. He fires. He completes. Metcalf flays over a man at the 5 and takes it down to the 3. Metcalf again, making it look ridiculously easy. Lone receiver Metcalf. Boy, is he big. Wilson is back. Here comes the rush. He fires. He's got Metcalf for a first down.
Metcalf already 8 receptions for 127 yards in this game.
He's back. He's looking up. He floats it. He's got Metcalf again at the Eagles 35. Slay is no match for Metcalf. He's back. He is going deep, and it is caught down the far sideline by Metcalf. You know, the Eagles could have taken him. They took J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, who is the missing man.
All right, here's some numbers for you. Now, this season alone, DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
46 catches, 862 yards, and 9 touchdowns. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. 2 catches, 45 yards, 0 touchdowns. That is managerial ineptitude.
He did make a great catch in training camp though, when he jumped up really high.
Right, I remember
that. Was awesome.
He reminded Howie Roseman of Joel Embiid.
That was awesome.
Right?
Stop.
And do I have to tell you while I'm at it, since Jalen Reagor was out of field last night.
Please, with him.
He's got 19 catches for 222 yards in his rookie season. And Justin Jefferson, who we let go, he has 52 catches for 918 yards.
I can't listen to this.
He was supposed to be really fast, right?
Howie
no evidence of
Roseman's
it.
inability to evaluate wide receivers and make the correct... he doesn't even have to get everyone right. Could you get one right?
He refuses to go with the guy that's right in front of him because everybody else thinks that player is great, and he won't do it. He tries to reinvent the wheel every time he makes a selection.
Unbelievable annoyance. Beyond belief annoyance. Now, I want to get to some of the things that were said afterwards because Doug Peterson was asking, this is unbelievable. The man caught 10 balls for 177 yards. And Doug said he saw some good things from Darius Slay. Listen.
Well, DK's...
Robert Dredden with the super chat. Thank you very much, bro. Joey Sig, what's up, bro? Is it true that when Doug Peterson was Kansas City, Andy Reid didn't let him play call on offense, even as OC? There was some rumor of that was true. I mean, in 2015, I remember. I mean, I think that he was calling plays. I remember. I think it was the playoff game between the Chiefs and the Patriots when Tom Brady was there, and I guess they were trying to go downfield and get some stuff done. So yeah, I don't know. It can go either way. I think he was calling plays in 2015 before he came to the Eagles. Before that, I don't know. I forgot how many years that Doug was even in Kansas City, but Have no idea at all.
A great, big target. He's a good receiver. D. Slay, matched up with him all night long and battled and made some plays, and DK made some plays. So, I thought overall he did some good things. Played tough. I mean, that's a tough receiver to defend, and one that I thought D. Slay did some good things.
All right, Doug Peterson is going to be out at 9 o'clock. I wanted to first say, the way he just described this is that Slay had a decent night, and the guy he was covering had 10 catches for 170 yards. Then what Doug Peterson is telling me is this is one of the great wide receivers of this generation.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah.
So how can I avoid the next question? When you're watching that, Doug, do you ever say to yourself, he could have been mine? He could have been mine. And don't you ask the people upstairs who decided that they wanted Whiteside what the hell they were thinking?
I'd hug him if he answered it.
Right? No, he's probably. My guess is by the time I get to that question, he's already going to be really ticked off.
That's a great question.
Right,
I can tell you his answer.
Don't I have to ask that? If he says his best corner held the guy to 10-177, and he said, Slay did some good things out there. They go, that guy must be unbelievable.
Why didn't he get more help then? No.
First of all, I'll get to that a little later. Slay got irritated by the question.
I know, but, watching the
Schwartz,
game...
Schwartz did all he could. I'm getting him in a second. Because Schwartz, Al, that performance by Metcalf last night, Schwartz did his role. He was tremendous in that. But before I get to that, the one thing about that I got to give credit to Slay for is that Slay acknowledged what was happening. All these other guys are giving you boilerplate bull.
Right.
Yeah.
Slay said he basically couldn't win one battle against Metcalf. Listen to Slay after the game.
It was a great battle. I won't say it was difficult. It's just that I lost every 50-50 ball today, and that's not. I'm usually on the other side of that. Today I'm on the other side of it. I let the team down. I told the defense that game was on me. I gotta play better, but get props to DK for being giving me the good work. I gotta be better.
Well, I appreciate that answer. That's a very good answer.
One of the few people who does that.
Yeah, maybe the only one right now. But all he's saying to you is, he's an elite corner.
I can't cover him.
There's no way if they throw the ball up with that monster, right, that there's any way I can win a 50-50.
You saw that early because he took the penalty.
And they kept doing it. Yes, he took penalty. What can he do? He can't stop the guy.
Yeah.
He can't stop the guy. He could be ours. Keith Jones.
Yeah.
One move. The Eagles select Metcalf 2 years ago. And let's just say for fun, Whiteside ended up with the Seahawks.
Sure.
Why not?
Sure.
Who wins the game last night?
The Eagles win.
Thank you. Al, who wins the game last night if Metcalf's an Eagle?
No question.
Are you going to even bother to ask me?
Howie Roseman was the GOAT of last night's game because this mistake, one of many mistakes, cost them the football game.
Yeah.
They had no chance. They would, you know what, Al? They'd already be 3 games in front in the NFC East if they had just taken Metcalf.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't appear to get hurt that much either, which all of our guys do.
Well, that was the worry coming into the draft.
I
right?
know it was the worry, but the worry was, Metcalf has had some injury problems in college.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what happened. He stayed healthy, and every guy we selected went down.
Well, it'd be one thing if it was just, it wouldn't be fair to say, well, that's the guy they missed on. But this is repeatedly.
Yes.
They've repeatedly missed on receivers.
Right.
One after another, after another, after another. And look what you have out there. Nobody can get separate. Nothing.
Now, let's get to the insult that followed the injury. Jim Schwartz. Ladies and gentlemen, I am shocked because I was always told that Jim Schwartz is a mute on game days. Jim Schwartz, Al, will not address the media on days of games.
Okay.
And I assumed he had taken, like a monk, he had taken a vow of silence.
Yeah.
A vow of silence. And then I find out, Al, he talks, just not to us. And he's on the field before the game. And he sees DK Metcalf. The defensive coordinator, the Eagles defensive coordinator, says DK Metcalf. Josie, you got to analyze this for a minute. So Schwartz has already got this Napoleon complex.
Yep.
He goes up to Metcalf, and he says to Metcalf, before this, this is simulation. Before I was a defensive coordinator here, I was the head coach in Detroit, and I helped develop Megatron. And I'll tell you, DK, you're not there yet.
He really says this to him.
You're not there yet. He tells the one guy who can kill his defense before the game, he insults him. Now, they even though he doesn't speak on game days, they did issue a statement after saying he was trying to praise the guy. He was going, "You're not there yet, but you have the potential." Yeah. I get it. Why are you talking to him, and why are you making that dumb statement?
Do you remember watching the Jordan documentary?
Yes.
Jordan took the slightest, ridiculous little thing and turned it into motivation. This is a kid in DK Metcalf who has a sheet in his locker.
Yes.
That lists all the reasons not to draft him.
Yes.
And he reads it literally several times a week.
You handed him a fresh slate before the game.
Even though you meant it as a compliment.
And just so you think, now maybe I'm spitting this. Here's DK Metcalf explaining.
One of the defensive coaches came up to me, and it kind of made me mad that he was like, I was in Detroit with Megatron, but you're not there yet. In my mind, I'm not trying to be Megatron. I'm trying to be me. So, it had a little chip on my shoulder the whole game.
Was that Jim Schwartz?
Yes, sir.
He didn't even
know.
One
of the defensive coaches.
He didn't even know. He didn't even know who he was. He didn't even know who he
We
was.
could have done the math since only one of them was that coach.
That's the best.
Is that unbelievable? Is that unbelievable? That's all right. Let's not draft him and then insult him when we're playing him in a game we got to win on primetime TV.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Is that a bold strategy?
That's one of the best.
And I want to end this because I'm looking at right now. Howie Roseman couldn't look worse, and the guy that's got to work with him every day is Doug Peterson. And Doug had a terrible night, too. And I'm getting to him. Don't worry. I'm getting to him. I'm getting to Carson. I'm getting to the brilliant plan with Jalen Hurts. God, that was impressive. All right, but I wanted to end on this because Seth Joyner was looking at all this. And in the post game, which I'm sure not that many people stayed up for, he asked a question that had been asked a few days ago by Marcus Hayes. Mm-hmm. And the more you watch Doug coach, and the more you see what a dummy Howie Roseman looks like right now, you start to wonder if he's going, I had enough of Howie. I would like to get out. Because here's what Seth said about Doug's performance last night.
Doug Peterson coached this game like he wants to be fired. When you watch the decisions that he made tonight, the two go for it on 4th downs, 4th and 4, if you just don't go for it on 4th down, you prevent one field goal and you get yourself another field goal. You understand what I'm saying? So now the whole tenor of the game changes.
He said Doug may be trying to get fired.
You want to know why that's really easy to figure out?
Very
All
possible.
the chatter pregame, Hurts was going to get significant time, NFL Network. Jeff Lurie said use Carson.
Right.
Didn't use him.
In Doug's defense for you.
Yes.
Those first 5 series.
Please, they're going to the Hall of Fame.
Those first 5 series are 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. And all I could say is this. We will later in the show provide for you a simulation of what it would have sounded like at the link if there were fans there after the 5th straight 3-0. But you know what? We even wonder if they could have put Carson back on the field after the 5th one.
Oh.
The play calling was abysmal. Wentz was once again lost back there, 6 more sacks. And the general manager was sitting up there, and he had put this whole mess into action. He did it all.
They may swap fly, goes fly for 1, 2, 3 downs, you're out.
I know. This is no place for it. There'll be no levity today.
Tomfoolery.
No levity.
Not allowed.
Focus, Al. Focus. 215-592-9494. Needless to say, this show is yours this morning. Dying to hear your feedback after an embarrassing loss again by the 2020 Philadelphia Eagles. WIP Sports Time, 6:16.
Great news. The Black Friday sale is extended at Colonial Marble and Granite.
I wouldn't say the first series, especially Alshon Jeffrey should have caught that ball. I know he dropped one that I don't know, but this is a guy that hasn't been on the field at all. I mean, he's been on the field, but he hasn't been. I mean, this guy hasn't played since. This guy actually hasn't been productive for a while. So kind of ridiculous at this point. Kind of ridiculous. And DK Metcalf, I mean, because you know what? I never watched the full game with DK Metcalf because obviously the Eagles haven't played them. So DK Metcalf, man, that guy is, I mean, he's just a different breed of receiver. I mean, he's just, between his size, his speed, being like 230 pounds, being able to, I mean, just burn a whole defense is just ridiculous. And his mentality, his passion, he doesn't take anything lightly. He doesn't. I mean, the guy writes down everything that was said bad about him when he got drafted. You know, his draft analysis. Add this one to the list. Add this one to the list that I'm not Megatron or I'm I'm not there yet. So crazy. JJ Jordan, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Much appreciated, bro.
So the weather.
Crazy.
Just all over the place lately, right? One day it's hot, and the next day it's windy for a while. It's like
I saw they showed everybody in the press box. They showed Howie Roseman. He was like putting his binoculars and all his stuff away. Like horrible. Just horrible. I can't stand it anymore with these guys. 231 people in the chat, guys. Appreciate everybody being here for the React to 94 WIP with me. We just came off of a big live stream last night and came back on today. So appreciate everybody being here. If you guys haven't hit that like button, hit the like button. When you hit the like button, you're supporting the channel. Much appreciated from everybody. If you guys haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button. Check out some of my videos. I'm the Eagles content creator. We just hit 10,000 subscribers the other day, last night. So that was awesome. Great milestone. We'll probably have a 10K stream middle of the week. So I appreciate everybody being here today.
Brought to you by MHS Lift. Eagles suffered a third straight loss, 23-17 to Seattle at the Link. Despite a lot of chatter that Jalen Hurts would see time, even significant snaps, was just that noise. After the Eagles' inept offense went 3 and out on their first 5 possessions, Hurts came in, completed a
The good man Ace 92 with the subscription. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for joining Shake Squad, bro.
6-yard pass. Back came Wentz to get sacked. Hurts would come in once more for a handoff, no gain. DK Metcalf lit up the Eagles, 10 catches for a career-high 177 yards. Eagles 3-7-1. Doug Peterson will be on the WIP morning show at 9 a.m. The team at MHS Lift is looking for experienced forklift technicians to join their award-winning team. Find out more at MHSLift.com. NBC 10 First Alert Forecast brought to you by Dr. Glatt. Partly cloudy, slight chance of a shower, a high of 47. Failing or thinning hair, call the region's premier hair restoration expert for men and women, Dr. Paul Glatt. Book a consultation at drglat.com. To stream 94 WIP, get our podcast, and all the latest stories in Philadelphia sports, go to the all-new 94WIP.com.
2020 Sports on Sports Radio 94 WIP.
624, the question this morning, how angry is Philadelphia, or are they already numb by a 3-7-1 football team 3 years after the parade? Ava Graham.
Yes.
Let's assign some blame.
All right. Brought to you by Armin Chevrolet of Ardmore. Armin carries a variety of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Visit ArminChevy.com before you buy your next pre-owned vehicle. Who do you blame for last night's loss by the Eagles? Jeffrey Lurie, Howie Roseman, Doug Peterson, Carson Wentz.
Now, please understand, these are all excellent choices.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
But
at this
mine
point.
is clear
Howie
as
Roseman.
day. Howie Roseman.
Yep.
Keith Jones.
Can be no other.
Howie Roseman.
Yeah, Howie Roseman.
That's pretty simple.
This has never happened, that a man not on the field will be held most to blame for an Eagles loss.
Wow.
Is that beautiful to think out?
Well, no.
No, it is not beautiful.
It's not beautiful because
Correct
when
answer is no.
when that happens, your problems are way worse than one game, one season.
All right, but just tell me this.
What
'cause
the hell?
You don't understand.
What is it?
When I'm watching a game, my mind is overactive.
Yeah.
And when they show me a shot of Howie up in the box, I'm trying to think what he's thinking.
Trying to think, when are they going to take the camera off me?
No, all right.
He knows when it's on.
He knows when it's on.
Yes, he does.
All right. Is he saying watching Metcalf run up and down the field and destroy his season?
Yeah.
Is he saying to himself, I need career counseling. This isn't working out. Is he saying that?
I saw him with his binoculars and putting them away, and all I thought is, you don't need those. Just look in the mirror because it's all you.
He
That was
needs
it.
a mirror.
That's it.
Jonesy.
What's he looking at with binoculars?
You're right.
Does he know what he's looking at?
What he's looking at is...
I don't know what he's got binoculars for. What's he looking at?
It's a large sequence of his mistakes right in front of him on the field.
It is.
Oh, look at that guy. What's he doing? Where's he going? Oh, why didn't I get that guy? No, it's just...
What are you looking at?
No, he's the one. Now, he's going to win the poll today and didn't take a snap. Not one snap. Brian's going to kick us off today for Maryland. Brian, are you mad?
Last week I called and I asked for the Kapler treatment for Doug Peterson.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't feel like I know you're going to interview him. I don't feel like hearing his lies because there's no way you could sit there and say Carson Wentz is your starting quarterback. If you ask him, there's no way he could honestly say yes. And I feel like at this point, he needs to just be totally honest. And if he wants to be done, just pull the plug and resign. And that will send the notice that it needs to send. Because in my belief, from the Joe Banner comments about Doug, it's clear that he doesn't want to be here. He's shown at coaching he doesn't want to be here. Then just be the bigger man and resign. If you don't have control of player personnel, just resign. Call it a day. Don't do this to the team, the fans, and the players. I'm sick of Doug Peterson.
Doug will be out at 9 today, and I'm going to tell you something now. As you probably know, I'm a fanatical preparer. I've already prepared the interview. There isn't an easy question in the interview. Not one. Every question could make it Kapler-esque, all right? Because it all depends on what kind of attitude he has coming in. Because you can't be 3-7-1 and not have to face one rough question after another. Right. Starting with this, Brian. Right? They practiced for 8 days for that game. What was the script? 5 3-and-outs in a row? Brian, what the hell did they do all week?
I have no idea. And you have to think in your head that what Seth Joyner said is right, that he's almost tanking this. I mean, I don't understand the play calling. I don't understand the even if.
Got a super chat from Nitro Freak and says, bro, I'm still baffled by the Carson interception. The announcer was like, and there's the interception. You guys haven't subscribed to Nitro Freak. He's another Eagles YouTuber. Covers has a Fly Like an Eagle podcast. Guys haven't checked him out. Please subscribe to Nitro Freak's channel. Probably a lot of you probably know who Nitro Freak is. If you haven't, go over there, check his channel out. Appreciate it. 244 in the chat. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. If you guys have not as well, hit the like button. You guys, you hit the like button. You support this channel. Appreciate everybody being in here, reacting 94 WIP, and just going through this all together. Appreciate everybody being in here.
Howie Roseman or Jeffrey Lurie told you to keep Wentz in. You can still pull him. You can still do that. Jeffrey Lurie isn't on the field. Howie's not on the field. Be the man and pull the guy. I just don't get it.
I kind of, the announcers were dealing with this toward the end of the game, and I kind of see their point that is Hurts really going to do better? I'm not saying he won't, Brian.
No idea.
But I don't know. It seems to me you can't get a receiver who gets open. You don't have a line that blocks. You can't run the ball. I couldn't run the ball at all last night.
Yeah.
It seems to me, no matter who you put back there, he would get killed.
But wouldn't it be even more embarrassing to Howie if he struggles?
Sure.
If he comes in and he can't play? Doesn't it make Howie look even worse than he didn't provide Wentz with any weapons?
Doug, having better quarterback, my guess is he thinks he's leading Hurts to slaughter.
Yeah, and I give him credit for not doing that because Peterson could do it easily now, and all eyes would be on Howie.
Yeah, he hasn't done that yet, Brian. It's inevitable we're heading in that direction because this team may not win another game. You know that, Brian. Thank you for the call. Let's go to our leader last night, Al. Yesterday on our show, not totally inspiring, but still hopeful. Jason from the Dirty 30 now after another bad loss. Hi, Jason.
Angelo, I'm wearing game. I don't know. That game last night was pathetic. I mean, the defense, they looked decent, okay? Look, the first half they held them at fourth down twice, right? When they went
two
for
big
it on
plays,
fourth
right?
down
Two
twice.
big plays, correct.
Okay? But your offense is the one that scores touchdowns, okay? Now look, I blame Howie too, okay? But guess what? Carson wins, okay? If he doesn't throw that interception in the end zone, we win.
No, you're not. No, Jason,
Yeah,
first of
it
all.
would have been 24-23.
No, listen to me. First of all, you got to remember it was 20-9 at the time. But second, Jason.
No, but I'm saying the final score would have been 24.
No, it wouldn't, because you would not have
You're
hit
not
a
getting
Hail Mary at the end.
Exactly.
JJ, you can't do that kind of match.
That it still wouldn't have even
And
mattered.
4 when a field goal it makes it a one-score game. 4th and 4 at the 15. Al, is there a justification for trying to play that is not even a high percentage one?
Week after week.
Yeah.
They do things and you think you have the score wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Week after week after week. It's like, what is that about? This is after watching Dallas ridiculous play on Thanksgiving. Go, how can we do something dumber?
Right, absolutely. Jason, have you lost faith in this team?
I'm losing faith more and more each week.
Okay, but you're still going to watch on Sunday when they play Green Bay?
I'm a diehard fan. I'm still gonna watch.
Okay.
I mean,
You don't have to apologize.
I live and die with the Eagles.
I'm with you, Jason. Here, get there, pal. Let me go through this fourth one because it makes no sense. Al, the ESPN guys, they couldn't figure it out.
Nobody can figure it out.
Steve Levy was out our show yesterday. By the way, I thought he did a really good job.
They're very good.
I think he's very good.
Yeah.
But Al, Steve Levy was going nuts with the Hurts stuff. And then they do this thing with the 4th and 4, and nobody can figure it out. Merrill can't figure it out. Here's the 4th and 4 decision from the 15.
Oh, here we go.
You got a chip shot field goal. I acknowledge, right? Elliot might miss it. You can't kick
That's
an
another
extra
Howie
point.
mistake. How much
He's
money
another
there?
one. Yeah, that's another one. But anyway, you want to make it 8 points so you get the ball back. You could tie the game. No?
Yes.
Isn't that basic football? Here's the decision. Listen.
4th and 4. They're going for it, Mike. Now keep in mind, 9 minutes left in this game. They can make it an 8-point game if they just take the short field goal. Instead, they're going for it on 4th and 4. It's a gamble. Wentz in the gun. He's back. He's looking. He fires, and it is intercepted in the end zone.
Not even
The Eagles
close.
are 0 for 2 on 4th down attempts. 7 for 21 on the season. Not good.
7 for 21, right? And Al, afterwards, Doug said there was miscommunication.
Wentz threw it to the wrong guy. He threw it to the guy that was
I don't
covered.
know.
It was incredible.
He threw it right to the defender.
I'll tell you, it tells you that the coach doesn't think there's any way that Carson Wentz can get that deep in the field again.
I guess. Al, maybe.
There's no other explanation.
Well, he's going to have to because you need 2 touchdowns.
No, then he'll need a field goal.
So
he's thinking, the only explanation is my offense is so bad, there's no way we're getting this far again.
Very possible, Al. I can't rule out what you're saying. But anyway, let me give you Doug's explanation of doing it there 4th and 4. Here it is.
My mindset there was we got to stay as aggressive as possible on offense. We had to try to make a play, get something going, and from my vantage point, it just looked like Carson and Dallas were not synced up. But as far as the decision to go, we had to make every effort to stay and really get us into this game, and just wanted to stay as aggressive as possible.
Jonesy, impressive?
No, it made no sense.
No.
It just made absolutely no sense to me.
No sense. Chuck's up next. Hi, Chuck.
Good morning. Hey, Angelo.
Yes, Chuck.
What?
Go ahead, Chuck. I'm dying to hear your thoughts.
Explain to me why they went for
for the 4th down on the 50-yard line. You can't give that guy a half a field.
Oh, that one. That was the 4th and 2.
Yeah, that was
the
terrible.
4th and 2. That one got swatted down. Right? Which, by the way, the guy's 6'5". How come so many balls get whacked out?
It's unbelievable.
Isn't it amazing, Rhea?
Yeah.
No, that one too, Chuck. Chuck, that one too. That set the tone. He's riverboat Doug, but a lot of these gambles are blowing up in his face.
Doug's gotta go.
Oh, Chuck, did you say you want the coach gone?
They gotta clean house.
All right, wait. Pecking order.
Clean house.
What about Howie? In or out? Howie in or
out? Go too.
Howie's got to go. Doug's got to go. All right, Doug.
I don't care who drives the limousine.
All right, Carson. What are you doing with Carson?
I don't know.
Well, then that's not a full house clean.
You got to bring a coach in. You got to. I don't know.
All right, Chuck.
This guy here is up and down. You know, like, what are you going to do with his contract?
Oh.
What are you going to have a back? You could have kept Foles for $25 million a year.
No.
Yeah, no, Chuck. I'm going to let you go at that point because anger is overtaking your brain. But I hear you. And I'm telling you, you watched the game last night, and that's what you're thinking. Your summation is they need to clean house.
If the fans were in the stands, and
oh my God,
does Carson Wentz start the second half?
No.
I am going to provide on this show a simulation of what would have happened after direct consultation with Rhea Hughes, a regular attendee at games when there's not a pandemic, to determine how loud the boo would have been after 5 consecutive 3-and-outs. But when we come back out, I want to deal with the brilliant plan Doug put together to use Jalen Hurts more last night. Wow. I can see why it took 8 full days. Wow. What brilliance. 215-592-9494. Tons of show. Top of the hour. The #1 Wentz basher, Elliot Shore-Parks. Stay right here. It's the only one who's up right now. But let me tell you about the most hated jeweler in America. The reason he's hated is because all of the other people selling jewelry wish they did it as well as my good friend Steven Singer. Steven Singer thinks of everything. Like right now you're going, you know what, I got to make this a special holiday, especially with all the trouble we're having in this world right now. I'm going to pop the question. I need an engagement ring. And now I need to introduce you to Krista. Steven Singer's most loved engagement ring takes all the stress and guesswork out of finding the perfect ring. Bright white, 100% eye flawless, near colorless.
Yo, Desert Eagle 90, what's going on, man? If you guys have not subscribed to Desert Eagle 90, please subscribe to him, another Eagles vid maker, very good Eagles vid maker. If you guys haven't, support him. He's one of my good friends on here.
Business. And this magnificent, full, 1-carat, round, brilliant cut diamond, $31.98. You don't have to break the bank.
Got no answers for this at all. I really don't.
Engagement ring. You're also going to get free shipping and 12-month interest-free financing. And Steven Singer.
There's really, I mean, no moves are going to be made this week. I already tell that nothing's going to happen. I mean, I have us losing the rest of our schedule. So here's the thing. Okay. No matter what's going on between, if people are going to get fired, whatnot, it's going to happen regardless. If the Eagles lose every game, the rest of their pretty much the rest of their games this year, okay, they can literally have as high as the 3rd overall pick of the draft. Not even top 5. If they lose the rest of their games this year, Eagles could have a top 3 pick this year. They could have a top 3 pick this year. And you know what? I don't want to resort to that. Like, I would like to win the East, but we don't even deserve it. We really don't. It's only going to make them look good, you know?
And announcer Steve Levy, Louis Riddick appeared confused on the Jalen Hurts usage in the Eagles-Seattle game. Hurts would only get in the game one other time as Eagles lost a third straight 23-17 to Seattle. Eagles offense opening with 5 consecutive 3-and-outs as they fall to 3-7-1. Doug Peterson will be on the WIP morning show at 9 a.m. to talk about it. Delaware Park is open for gaming, live racing, sports wagering, and golf. Visit DelawarePark.com. Lottery agent for the Delaware Lottery. Must be 21 to play. NBC 10 first alert forecast, partly cloudy, slight chance of a shower, a high of 47. To stream 94 WIP, get our podcast and all the latest stories in Philadelphia sports, go to the all-new 94WIP.com.
2020 Sports on Sports Radio 94 WIP.
All right, 6.3, Elliot Shore-Parks, top of the hour. Ray Dittager's at 8 today, and Doug Peterson's at 9 now, because I don't know if you noticed the game's late.
Very well. I don't think people were up at the end, though.
You want to feel happy right now?
What is it?
Well, I do. It's the last night game of this season.
Thank God.
And based on the way they've played, it could be the last night game for a few seasons.
No.
I always try to look on the positive side of things. It's the way my brain works.
They can't get flipped at the end.
Rhea did. The Eagles are going to get flipped into prime time.
You don't.
No, they're going to get flipped into the morning. You said there's a morning game or there's an afternoon game tomorrow.
Yes,
right?
3:40.
Yes.
Afternoon game tomorrow because of the COVID with the Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
All right, Al. I think they're going to slot the Eagles in around noon one of these weekdays.
How about 8 a.m.?
When nobody can see it. 8 a.m. would be great because we do the games live, or we could go home and listen. How nice would that be?
Great. The last game of the season.
Rhea gave you a little taste of this, but I want to give you the full sequence of this. We know some of this because we talked to Steve Levy yesterday.
Yeah.
And ESPN was prepared for a great subplot where the big moment for Jalen Hurts on national TV.
Yeah.
All the reports were, including from ESPN, Tim McManus, Jalen Hurts going to get a lot more action.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With Wentz off the field.
Wentz off the field.
Which that didn't happen at all either.
Everybody is with bated breath waiting as the Eagles sputter 3 and out.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, here comes Jalen Hurts on the field. And it's a great moment for Jalen, and he executes. Listen to this.
2nd and 14 is going to throw for it. Comes out firing. And it is Alshon Jeffrey, and with that is Alshon Jeffrey's first catch of the season. And after the completion, give Hurts some confidence, I guess, and get Carson Wentz right back in for 3rd and 8.
I don't get that. Well, just let him finish out the series. What's the big deal? And he gets sacked. And he gets sacked the next play.
The most sacked quarterback in the NFL goes down. It's Jaron Reed for Seattle. You guys want to explain that to me? The quick change in quarterback hurts the penalty, then he completes the pass, and then you bring Carson Wentz right back out immediately after that.
It really doesn't accomplish anything other than you got him a rep. So what?
If you're going to put him in there, why not give him a series to get his feet really wet?
Well, it's Louis Riddick, who was once fired by Howie.
Yeah.
I think he might have been auditioning.
4-hour job interview.
And you know what? He aced it.
He's a bright guy.
All right, yes, he is. All right, then, Al, that wasn't the whole package. What, you thought that was the whole package? The one play?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
No?
It was not.
You literally put Hurts in for one play. He throws the ball to Alshon Jeffrey. They take him out of the game. Carson Wentz gets in there. He gets sacked immediately. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Like, I don't know how you do that. I don't know. How are you supposed to find out? You drafted the guy in the 2nd round. How do you find out that this guy has anything? How are you going to find out what kind of football player this kid is, Jalen Hurts? How are you going to find out when he's not even playing, when he doesn't have a series? Could this guy play at least a series? I would have been happy if he at least did a series or two, at least at this point. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Giving him one rep once in a while, it's not. What is that going to do? What is that going to do for him? And this guy is your backup quarterback. What is it going to do for him?
And you got to understand, when you're doing this, when you're putting together this intricate a package, a lot goes into it.
Yes.
Right? And that's why they had worked on it. They had the extra day because this was a Monday night.
That's
game.
right, yeah.
So with the extra time, they smoothed out any rough edges. So the next time Hurts came back on the field, here's what happened.
It's going to be a 3rd and 2. They put it at the 28. And Jalen Hurts comes in. And Wentz stays in. Fulgham comes back in. Rager. Now Hurts comes out. I don't know.
They're not sure what to do.
Yeah, I thought I saw
They
that.
take a timeout. There is mass confusion.
Oh my God!
It's unbelievable.
Hold on.
I'm really glad. They really.
I swear to God, I remember seeing that. I remember Hurts was behind the line, and then Hurts started running to the sideline or started jogging to the sideline. I'm like, was he supposed to be in? What's going on? Did he get confused of what play he was coming? Like, what? Like, what's going on? Seriously, like, what's going on with this? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I feel, I feel really bad for Jalen Hurts for him to watch this quarterback just get demolished, missing targets all day, can't throw the ball, underthrowing, Dallas Goedert on 2 vertical passes where he had to come back and try to get the ball. I mean, just can't go through his reads. The guy's got to sit on the sideline, watch all this. Can't even get a series or 2 in the game.
They put a lot into that, didn't they? They had that thing smoothed out beautifully, didn't they?
Oh, it's just...
They didn't know what to do. What the hell kind of coaching is that? On national TV, Josie, that's like a pie in the face.
That's where I miss the fans the most for not being in the building to react to some of the bizarre
To let them
decisions.
know what they're doing is not right.
But don't worry about it. Doug explained the whole thing after the game. Here is his explanation of his plan for Hurts last night.
The plan was to use him when we could. The way the game started, we just didn't have many opportunities. Too many 3-and-outs. I don't think we got a first down until the second quarter. We just didn't. We failed to execute, so it just wasn't.
Your quarterback's struggling, Doug, and you didn't put in your other quarterback
early in the football game. But no more, no less than what we would use him each week.
I need to use my first timeout, Al. I know
ahead.
I'm taking it too early, but I need a timeout here.
Gonna run out before the end of the show.
So the offense was really terrible. So there was no opportunity to use a different quarterback.
Plenty of opportunity to use Jalen Hurts.
Would the scenario be that when nothing's going right, you would try the other guy?
Especially since there was a
Oh, my God.
Is that logical, what he just said
Yes.
there?
No.
It wasn't logical.
Makes no
Like,
sense.
So a reporter wants to, is kind of get a little more information from Doug on this, and here's that exchange.
Hey, Doug, you seem to suggest that lack of offensive rhythm was why Hurts was not more involved early. But isn't that, I guess, can't that be a reason to play Hurts more?
Right?
No.
And why
This
not?
guy.
Because it's not about one guy. We had breakdowns across the board, and it doesn't really matter, who's back there. The mistakes were still going to be made, and something we got to fix.
Oh,
I'm not sure how to ask it.
I can't.
Seth Joyner brought it up, and I may have to find a way to ask it when Doug is on at 9. Here's what Seth said again.
Doug Peterson coached this game like he wants to be fired.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're going to ask
I don't see how
that.
All right, I'll come up with a way.
Please find a way to do it in a way
Are you
that.
frustrated or?
No, I'm starting with, are you discouraged?
Yeah.
I don't know if there is no way to ask that.
It really isn't.
You
In a
have
nice
to
way?
enter
No.
the interview with some emotion, and then you go to the various things.
Well, you
But
can
the
say
truth
Seth said.
It's really,
Yeah, you
I
can't do that.
can't do
No,
that
don't do
because
that.
then he's saying, well, you must agree with it. That's why you're bringing it up.
Yeah.
But Al, and it's a very big insult to say you coach so bad we think you want to leave.
Yes.
It's hard to find a way to say that.
There's a way.
All right, we work on it and get back to me.
Women
All right?
know how to say things to make you feel better all the time.
I know they
so
do. But you
I'll-
know what?
I'll work
Not
on
my
it.
wife. My wife has been deadly honest with me from day one. And she said to me after the show yesterday, what do you mean you want to look like George Clooney? You already do look like George Clooney.
At least she's honest.
And then her nose grew. I don't know what that was about. Amish is on the line from Dallas. Hi, Amish.
Thanks, Jordan.
How you doing, Angelo?
Oh, well, Amish, I've reached the point now where, the dentist is about to drill, but the Novocaine is on.
Yeah.
I said Novocaine. and I'm a little number than normal because I kind of expected what I saw last night. What did you say?
Well, all the way here from Dallas, I saw pretty much the same thing you guys saw. A complete failure by a GM who has no vision and no
outlook of what potential people have, I think he's still trying to watch teams that are playing games on the West Coast. Maybe that's why he needed the binoculars to try to see that far out, because I don't even think he could possibly see how terrible we are, because Howie's living in his own world.
Just break it down, all right? You've seen Whiteside, you've seen Metcalf. Metcalf is bigger, he's stronger, he's faster, he's more determined, he's got better hands, and he seems to understand the game better. How, in what world would you look at these two people and pick Whiteside?
Angelo, I don't think you have to have any type of degree or, more than the average amount of intelligence if you were doing recruiting for that draft. You simply had to turn on a YouTube tape or a highlight reel of Metcalf and put it on a side-by-side versus Whiteside. And it's not even a comparison. You could go on there today when you have some time and see for yourself. Howie just completely has – I think he caught lightning in a bottle with the moves he made in 17 and the few free agents and the trades he swindled. And after that, it's been nothing. The guy is terrible, and he's bringing everybody down with him. So if that's the case, blow this thing up. Let's get – the offense is just so stale. I mean, after that first 5 3 and outs, that should have been more than enough reason to play Hurts. Give Carson a break. That guy's seeing ghosts from getting hit so much.
He is getting buried.
This part.
Amish, always great stuff from you. I'm keeping a fast pace today because I want to get a lot of fans and see what they're feeling. Kim's up next from South Philly. Hi, Kim.
Hey, good morning, everybody. The only question you need to ask Doug Peterson this morning is, does he want his dishes wrapped in bubble wrap and newspaper, or just bubble wrap?
All right, hold on. You have
That's
me
beautiful.
actually bringing the movers to his home, Kim?
Yeah. U-Haul, Old Dominion, whoever he needs.
Wow, that's hard. That's not. So you have seen enough of our coach. How you feeling about our GM, Kim?
Maybe if we put him back in that closet that Chip Kelly put him in, because that's when he does his best thinking.
If I had one question to ask Howie Roseman today, he came on, but I'll only take one question.
Yeah.
It would be, Howie, is it time to do another world tour so you can learn how to be a GM again? Because obviously you have forgotten. And I'm going to tell you something, Kim. Keith Jones has a theory on what's happened to Howie the past 3 years. Maybe you read too many clippings, Jonesy.
Yeah, he was patting himself on the back. To me, the most remarkable thing is that he won a Super Bowl. This is not remarkable what I'm watching right now. This is what I've always expected. The fact he won is incredible.
It's one of the miracles of all time.
It's the most unbelievable story in the history of sports that he won a Super Bowl.
It really is, Kim. More and more, we should look at 17 and go, my God, it was a miracle. How did these people win it?
That's what made it so special, because Howie stole key players from people. You stole LeGarrette Blount. You stole Chris Long. You stole Alshon Jeffrey. You can't take that away from him where he put together.
Where'd that guy go, Kim?
Yeah, he's gone.
Where did he go, J&J? He got all those players. Where is that guy? Where's he hiding?
All established players, right?
Yeah, you're right. Here's the thing. Josie's on the right track, Kim. He can't evaluate talent.
Yep.
He has to see production and then obtain the production rather than look at a player and go, he can play.
Yeah, and he won't.
No. What Howie is good at, he recognized people who were on their last leg and said, "Hey, come over here for 2 cheesesteaks and some soft pretzels, and I can help you with a Super Bowl." Remember, Alshon wasn't being used properly in Chicago. He was an elite wide receiver at the time. Howie presented him.
Hold on. I want to ask you this because I hope this doesn't come across as sexist, but I always have felt women have better intuition than men. When you were watching Howie last night, Kim, what was he thinking? Was he at least acknowledging in his head that he's done a horrible job evaluating talent, especially wide receivers?
He will never admit that.
Well, what does he do? Did he see Metcalf?
You know what? I'm probably the only person in the world that's going to say this, but when it comes to Metcalf, we shouldn't bear the whole brunt of that because everybody whiffed on him.
No, I will not allow that statement on this show. Do you want it? No, Kim, I will stop you right here. That is an asinine comment. Rhea, take it.
Not when you've whiffed on as many receivers as you have.
You picked the receiver. If you were picking a defensive end, that would be different. You found a receiver you thought was decidedly better than Metcalf. And it's Whiteside, and he can't play. So that is Kim, that will never be said on this show. I will not permit it.
I understand. I'm just saying everybody missed on.
No, they use that same logic
Kim,
for Randy
you
Moss.
said it again.
Yeah.
If you say everybody missed on Metcalf, I will cut you off like you used the F word. Al, it's not a fact. You picked the receiver. You decided you were going with the receiver, and it was not Metcalf. 10 catches, 177 yards. You took Whiteside, 0 catches, 0 odds, not even wearing a uniform.
Metcalf had 177 yards last night.
Guys, here's a fact right here, okay? Howie Roseman, since he's been in Philadelphia, he's only drafted 2 Pro Bowlers, Trent Cole and Carson Wentz, okay? Before Howie Roseman came as a GM, we drafted, I think in 18 years, we drafted 14 Pro Bowlers. Let that sink in.
Yeah.
J.J. Arcega-Whiteside has 214 yards in his career.
In his career. Do you understand? Last night, Metcalf had 4 times as many yards as the entire wide receiving core on the field in the game. So please don't tell me other teams missed. Plus, if you're the GM who won a Super Bowl, you got to make that move.
You do. There's 20 other teams that weren't picking wide receivers that year. They had other needs that they were picking. So you needed a wide receiver. You failed.
And if he wasn't watching that and saying to himself, I'm a boob, then he is not dealing with reality.
I wonder if he does think like that.
I hope so. Scott, I know a lot of times during the day I'll think of that and I'll say to myself, well, you really are a boob. How you been stealing money this long?
Yeah.
Scott's on the line for Barrington. Hi, Scotty.
Brother Angelo, I got to be honest. I watched some of the game. I switched over to WWE wrestling and I fell asleep.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I have to be honest, Brother Angelo.
No.
Yes, I did.
I hope I'm not letting something out of the bag. The WWE wrestling is scripted. They already know who's going to.
Well, at least something scripted that works. Unlike our first 5 series.
Wait a minute. Scott, did the WWE script work better than Doug's?
Yes. Hey, Brother Jonesy.
Yeah.
Like the Philadelphia Eagles, they scripted.
Exactly. Oh my God.
I have to be honest with what I saw in the highlights today, Brother Angelo. They same old stuff. Now, nothing against Sister Kim. Rhea definitely stuck up, but hey, we whiffed on. Nobody else wanted the George Jefferson plan for the Vikings rating after we didn't take him.
All right, let me be clear on this. It's not George Jefferson, although George Jefferson would have been a better pick
We're not moving
than
on up.
Rager too. But you got a guy Jefferson, whose numbers are through the roof great. All right, through the roof great. I'll give them to you. 52 catches, Jonesy. Jefferson, rookie.
2 touchdowns.
No,
Sunday,
6
right?
touchdowns, 2 Sunday.
Yeah.
960 yards. He's got more yards than Metcalf.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And you got Rager 222 yards and 3 injuries.
Thought he was fast.
No, he can't get him. He can't
I
get
don't
free.
see speed.
Contested passes, we were told he was really good at, right? Do you see any evidence of that?
None. 0.
No, nothing, Rhea, nothing. And then, let me get to the other guy who's disappeared all season. Spencer Clark. He got 1 hit on.
He got a sack. He had 5 tackles last night.
Nice. And then he starts swimming after he hit Russell Wilson. But the kick, I want to kick him so.
Scott, I really I appreciate the call, but there's too many people that deserve more blame than Fletcher Cox. I'm not going to dwell today on the people, Al, that are only minor contributors to that debacle.
Well, the defense
I'm
on
looking
whole,
at the defense was okay. They did all right.
They were more than okay early. 5 and out, 5. I'm 3 and
Yeah.
4 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. It's all in
Do you not enjoy watching Alex Singleton play?
Oh, Alex Singleton is good.
Yeah,
Oh, he's great.
Like,
I like him.
No, but the truth of the matter is, Al, that when you have 5 straight 3 and outs, the defense on the field the whole game.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
And they were still holding up respectably.
They did. They did a good job.
They didn't do it. I'm not
Excellent
killing
job.
them to that.
You know,
Right.
I like they tried to muck it up for once, too.
Yeah.
I didn't mind some of the penalties early on. The fact they
I didn't
kind of
either.
rallied around each other.
Sunday
and kept
got
up-
signal.
They were going to do something.
Let me tell you, Slay taught Metcalf early on. Don't mess with me.
They tried everything to stop that guy.
Didn't work.
They couldn't stop him.
Didn't work. The only thing that stopped him from being an Eagle is Howie Roseman.
Oh, my God.
Ava Graham, first read. I want to see if Howie's going to win this today.
Yeah, it's close. But before we do that, Angelo, everyone that calls into the morning show to vent about the Eagles today will have their name placed in a hat. At the end of the show, the name picked will be our third qualifier for the Peroni Vespa holiday giveaway. And the recipient of a pizza pass to Pizzadelphia 3. All right, we're broadcasting live from the Tasty Cake Studio, 94 WIP HD1 Philadelphia. This Twitter question's brought to you by Armin Cadillac and Plymouth Meeting. Thinking newer pre-owned certified Cadillac, think Armin Cadillac. Great selection, great people, great price. ArminCadillac.com. Who do you blame for last night's loss by the Eagles? 45% Howie Roseman.
Nice.
Now, this is where it could get tricky again later on in the show. 42% Doug Peterson.
Ooh.
10% Carson Wentz. 3% Jeffrey Lurie.
All right. Well, Jeffrey Lurie is the owner. Just saying.
Yeah.
He is the owner, Al. All right. On the line with us is a man, Al,
Yes.
who's been a sage when it comes to Carson Wentz.
And of course, he is Elliot Shore-Parks, and he's brought to you by your Tri-State Toyota dealers, proud partner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right, Elliot, I'm going to jump right in the deep end here. Seth George said after the game that Doug Peterson is coaching like he wants to get fired. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, and honestly, I don't blame him. At this point, Doug Peterson is stuck with the quarterback that it just doesn't work with. We have 3 years of evidence of that. He can't run Doug's offense. I thought last night was the perfect example. I mean, Doug spends all week getting ready for the game, right? Monday through Saturday. He puts the game plan in place. They practice it. They come out Monday night, and the third play of the game, there's Greg Ward wide open over the middle, a nice easy throw to get Carson Wentz into rhythm, to get him going, and he sails it over his head. A few plays later, he has Dallas Goedert open down the field. He underthrows it. I mean, you know, everyone holds blame for that debacle last night. This is some of the worst Eagles football I've seen in my lifetime, so everyone deserves blame. But if I'm Doug, I feel helpless at this point because I'm being blamed for a quarterback that doesn't look like he can be fixed.
All right, then why doesn't he go to Hurts?
Because of look, there's, I guess, a lot of reasons. There's the contract. There's the fact that Doug has already said publicly, if you were to put Wentz in, that it's kind of put Hurts in, kind of putting throwing the towel in on the season. I would probably go to Hurts at this point, even though I think it basically ends the relationship with Carson Wentz. But it's a complicated decision. I mean, I think even the Nick Foles thing still plays into this. There's just so many layers to it. And it's, once again, what made the Jalen Hurts pick such a bad pick.
Elliot, 5 straight 3-and-outs to start a primetime game on ESPN. By the 5th one, could you speculate for us as to what the fans would be doing in the stands?
Yeah, last night there was obviously no fans, but I can tell you that you could almost feel the anger, like from the press box, about how mad fans were probably going to be. But the thing that really stood out to me was when I got to that game on last night, you could tell that Jalen Hurts felt he was going to play more. You could tell in warm-ups he was going around to all of his teammates. He had some extra pep in his step. And then during the beginning of the game, he was like a kid on the sideline next to Doug. He was always within 1 or 2 feet of him. You could tell he really wanted to get in. Him and Doug had this almost extended hug before kickoff, and then it just never happened. So it was just, from that, it was a complete disappointment. But yeah, you could tell that things went south quickly for that team, and you could feel the anger, in the stadium, even with no fans there.
All right, Elliot, you are, I don't have to tell you, your title is you're the Eagles expert on WIP. And that's why I need an elaborate, in-depth explanation on Doug's overall plan to use second-round pick Jalen Hurts.
They don't have one. It's very obvious they do not have a plan when it comes to Jalen Hurts. The pick made no sense at the time, but you could really tell last night that they don't have a plan when it comes to Jalen Hurts. Now, maybe they decided they wanted to try to get him in, but it's ridiculous. It's silly. I mean, he comes in for one play and throws a 6-yard pass and then doesn't come in the game again. And then there's another moment where he's trying to come in. He's not sure if he should come in or not. He runs off the field. He runs back on. I mean, it's been a complete debacle. And the shame is, I like Jalen Hurts as a quarterback prospect. I think he could succeed. I think, there's some really good qualities about him, both on and off the field. But it's not working because they don't have a plan. The pick didn't make sense. And you can tell last night, like, they just don't know what they're doing when it comes to using Jalen Hurts.
I noticed toward the end of the game, Elliot, they showed on TV that Howie Roseman was packing up his binoculars. Do you know if he wears glasses?
Well, after last night, I would hope not. Hopefully he didn't get a clear view of what was happening, because that was
Elliot, in what world do you evaluate Arcega-Whiteside and Metcalf and say Arcega-Whiteside is a better choice? Just tell me what world it is. Metcalf is better in every department, every one. How do you do that?
Well, look, I think that when it comes to the myth of DK Metcalf, you can certainly make the argument that...
No, you can't.
Well, hold on.
Don't say it. I'll order you. I'll cut you off, Elliot. Go ahead. Say it.
Well, I'll get to my point right away.
Right, go ahead.
Howie deserves more blame than other general managers when it comes to this. Because he was scouting wide receivers. They put a lot of time and effort into scouting wide receivers over the last year. They've made it so they have to get impact players through the draft. And, yes, every general manager passed on DK Metcalf, but Howie was the one that drafted what was supposed to be a similar type player a few picks before them. He drafted a wide receiver that was big and supposed to be, that type of DK Metcalf player, and he wasn't. And that makes the miss even more. And then when you look at the Jalen Reagor, Justin Jefferson thing, like, they have put the pressure on themselves to get those players right. They've done it by making poor decisions in free agency. They've done it by the fact of holding on to Alshon and Deshaun. Like, they have had to get the picks right in the draft, and not only have they got them wrong, they've historically blew them when it comes to passing on maybe 2 of the top 5 players in the NFL receivers right now.
All right, Elliot, that was close, but you did okay. All right, Elliot, let me get to this next thing, because Jim Schwartz does not speak on game days, and yet he did yesterday. Not to you, not to the media, but directly to DK Metcalf when he told him that he is not yet Megatron, and DK used it for inspiration. Was this a smart tack by Jim Schwartz?
So, from what I've heard, that, at least from Jim Schwartz's end, this conversation might have been a little overblown, that he wasn't trying to insult DK Metcalf, that maybe DK took it the wrong way. And that's certainly possible. I don't see why he would go up and, try to poke DK Metcalf prior to the game. But on the flip side of that is, no matter how it was interpreted, it clearly backfired, right? I mean, DK Metcalf was unstoppable last night. He seemed like he was a motivated player. You could tell right off the jump. I mean, Darius Slay probably deserves more blame for what happened last night, both on the field, but also by, angering this guy early on in the game. You could tell that initial fight that they got into got DK Metcalf going. And look, Darius Slay was brought in for games like last night, right? That's why you trade for Darius Slay. That's why you pay Darius Slay. And I understand that DK is tough to cover, but 10 catches, 177 yards, you have to do better than that. You just have to.
All right, Josie, let me explain the strategy the Eagles had in working with Metcalf last night. Metcalf was a big bear, and they got several sticks and kept poking the bear in the hopes he would run away.
Exactly.
And instead, he sat on them.
He ran away from them with the ball in his hand.
All right, I got to get to Wentz, obviously, Elliot. We don't understand why he survived the whole game when he was getting sacked, 6 more sacks. He was, as you pointed out earlier, not accurate with the throws. How much longer are they going to do this?
Yeah, I think what really puts into perspective how bad it's gotten Carson Wentz is that last night, midway through the second quarter, they had 4 yards of offense. On Sunday, the Denver Broncos, playing without a quarterback and a practice squad receiver trying to throw the ball, had 27 yards of offense in the first quarter. So the team without a quarterback is doing better than the team that paid their quarterback $128 million. I mean, it's broken. The Carson Wentz thing is broken right now. You can see it in the way the offense clicks, but not only that, I mean, since he tore his ACL in 2017, they're 17-20-1 with him at quarterback. That's an extended amount of time in a losing record. And the core of the problem is he's not accurate. Like, we can get into all the different things around it, the play calling, his decision making, all that. The core of the problem is he cannot throw an accurate football. And you saw that last night. When there are easy throws to be made, he can't do it. And until that changes, this is not going to be a winning team with him at quarterback.
Elliot Shore-Parks, ladies and gentlemen, with some great analysis. Elliot, always a pleasure. Thanks, pal. Appreciate it.
Yep, sounds good. Talk to you guys later.
All right, Elliot Shore-Parks, telling it like it is, Al. It's a train wreck over there right now. It's a nightmare. Are you looking at something else you have to read, or you good?
No, I'm
all right, good. Let's go to Ray then. Hi, Ray. Good morning.
Hey, guys. Man, nice talking to you.
No, it isn't.
We don't know yet.
Ray, just let it out. Let it out.
Well, I'm calling from Minooka, Illinois. Oh, boy. Let me start off with the game, and then I'm going to get into a little more personal, I don't want to say complaint, but explanation. When the game started, the Eagles the Eagles got a penalty, and so it was first and 5, right? 1st and 5.
Yes. Yep. Correct.
And then what do? 3 passes? Run the freaking ball at least once or twice, and then throw a pass if you get stuck.
It was insanity.
Hold on, Ray. Were you in Rhea's living room when that happened?
I literally lost my mind.
Rhea went nuts.
You get a penalty.
Yep.
You need 5 yards to get a good feeling for your offense.
Down.
Yep. A first down.
Nothing.
Yeah.
You're right, Ray.
And you pass the ball 3 times in a row when you have Wentz, who everybody knows is inaccurate and whatever,
Shell shock.
And I was just like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me.
What's the personal thing, Ray? Get to the personal thing. I got a lot of calls today. What I want to get everybody in. What's personal about this?
Okay. So that was my other thing. That was my first thing.
Right.
Anyways, the other thing is, I've been diagnosed with cirrhosis of the liver back in 2016, on January 30th, 2016. I got the doctors gave me 2 years, 2 to 3 years to live, okay? And by the grace of God, I was able to see the Eagles win a Super Bowl, okay? For the first time in my life, of course, everybody else's life, we saw the Eagles win a Super Bowl. And that was the most glorious thing that I've ever seen in my life. And now with COVID, sitting here with underlying conditions, I've been sitting in the house, and I haven't gone anywhere and done anything, I mean, I go to the grocery store twice a month, and I take care of my 82-year-old mother, and nobody calls me and talks to me and stuff, I mean, I have every now and then, and I have very little family. And the Eagles and the Phillies is another story which I'm not going to get into. That was a debacle. And that's what I look for. Every week I hope for something to look for. And it's not there. And it just hurts so much to see that I probably will not see another NFL season. And to see that, I'm sorry.
No, Ray,
I'm just
listen.
saying that this means a lot to people.
Wow.
And I hope that Carson Wentz hears this. That this means a lot to people. And I'm a Christian, and I believe in God. And I know I was saved for a reason. And I wish that they would turn this season around and do something miraculous. But anyways, guys, I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry, Ray. Listen to me. I appreciate you sharing that with the audience today. And I want you to understand a couple things. One is, you want to talk to somebody, you call this show between 6 and 10, and we'll put you on right away. And I'm going to leave you my own personal cell number. You call me whenever you want to talk to somebody. All right?
Oh, thank you, because
no, I mean that.
I've been kind of abandoned by people.
Well,
and and it's been very hard, and I appreciate that.
You stay on hold. I'm going to give you a number, all right, Ray?
Okay.
Stay right there and be strong. Be strong, all right?
I'm trying to.
I understand, Ray. Thank you for sharing that with everybody. Sometimes we need to understand even how much football means in our lives. I appreciate that, Ray. Stay right there. 215-592-90.
Crazy. It goes beyond football at that point. Goes beyond football at that point. Like this guy, I know someone that's died of sclerosis of the liver. It's not pretty at all. It's you turn yellow, your eyes turn yellow, and when your liver pretty much is done. Yeah, it's not good. And this guy looks, this guy can't do anything but sit in his house, and this guy literally, the Eagles are like his only hope. They put a smile on his face. They keep him, going, and from them playing like this and looking this embarrassing, it's ripping this guy apart. And in this situation, it just makes it worse. This is why we cherish everything in our lives. Never know what could happen, but this is how much this team means to people. Okay, we're all in different situations in our lives. Everybody's different, so it is what it is. But it's hopefully that guy stays strong.
494 WIP Sports Time 716.
All right, add a little excitement to your sports watching experience by betting on all the action on FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge Casino all football season. There's a reason why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Their app is really easy to use. They have terrific odds on all the different betting markets, unique fun type bets. They have like same game parlays, exclusive always on promotions.
By the way, guys, there's 286 people in the chat, guys. Appreciate everybody being here to react to WIP. Peterson comes on at 9. We're probably going to skip a little bit of this in a little bit. Usually comes on 8 because of the late game. They made it till 9. 286 people. You haven't hit that like button. Please hit the like button. When you hit the like button, you support the channel. We just hit 10,000 subscribers last night. Big milestone for the channel. If you guys haven't hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. Check out some of my videos before you do. Obviously, I'm an Eagles vid maker. Makes videos all year round. And we do this pretty much every week. I started this 94 WIP reaction thing 2 weeks ago, and been really liking it and enjoying it. So I hope you guys have been enjoying it, whether you're at work with it on or just listening or whatever. Yeah, I appreciate everybody being here today. Check out the description for the other links as well. Man, that really just took me down. That really just took me down. Really, I didn't expect that to happen whatsoever. I didn't expect it. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. That's just crazy. Like it's sclerosis of the liver. Like there's no once you have sclerosis of the liver, there's no coming back from it. Unfortunately, there's nothing you could do. When my best friend, my ex best friend, his father had it, and I was in the hospital and actually watched him pass away. It was really bad. wasn't good. We have a super chat from Toad the Shields the second. Congrats on 10,000 subs, Joey. Proud of you, man. Appreciate it, bro. Toad the Shields, a new Eagles vid maker just coming out. Has over 400 subscribers. Going strong. Keep going up there. If you guys have not supported Toad the Shields, please go to his channel. Subscribe to his channel. He usually does game streams. Usually streams live games. Makes videos throughout the week. If you guys have not subscribed to him, please hit that subscribe button for him. Yeah, I saw the news. Will Parks got waived by the Eagles. They tried trading him. Couldn't happen. So Will Parks has been released by the Philadelphia Eagles. So I don't even know if he even played last night. I mean, he's been injured. He's been very on and off. He's had bad games. Maybe he's had one good game. I really haven't seen much. I was really excited for Will Parks. One of the most underrated guys I thought was on our defense was Will Parks, but I guess not. I guess they figured they tried trading him, so I guess they tried doing something. No problem. Just shoot. Problem, bro. Always got to support the other content creators on YouTube. Always got to support everybody. Jason, have a heart, bro. Seriously, that's just cold shit, dude. That's just. You're really gonna try to explain. You're really gonna tell a guy that's not close to, that's not gonna live long. That, come on now, just cold-hearted bull. Seriously. Jim Schwartz, subscribe to Tone to Shields, man. You won't be disappointed. Yeah, just. Whatever, bro. I ain't wasting my time. Ain't wasting my time.
I can't take a mess. It's one thing to have a loss. It's one thing to lose. It's quite another to come in and just, in a national game like that, to just completely have a mess out there offensively. To have a defense that came to play, and then I don't even know you don't even know what you're watching. If you're just at football 101, you've got a team that's kind of in disarray. You've got a quarterback that's a mess, and you watch things happen that are inexplicable. You cannot come up with reason. This is what's so maddening about this. Every week there's situations where you shake your head and you wait for an explanation, and there's no logical explanation. What, you're going for a touchdown instead of a field goal at a key point in the game? No, it makes no sense. Bringing in a quarterback, having him throw passing completed, then taking him out, and all the momentum's gone. It makes no sense. Having a running back that averages 5 yards a game, touches the ball like 6 times from the backfield. It makes no sense. There's just too many things that make no sense. You can accept losing. You can accept, okay, there's no protection here or there. You can do things like that. But it's so difficult to have to go game after game and go, what the hell was that? Why this? Why that? How come this happened? There's no reason. There's nothing that makes sense with the offense. Why is Jeffrey in the game? How come Fulgham's not getting passes? There's question after question after question where the answer is simply, it makes no sense. It's completely illogical. It's in the first place, it doesn't work, which is everybody with 20, any kind of, you can have no 20 vision and see that it's not working. It's completely illogical what's going on. All you're asking is give them the best chance. There's no best chance. And Lord, it's a good thing there aren't human beings in the stands and not cardboard cutouts, because they would be awarded a storm of boos that was so well to be stormtrooper boos coming out if that had happened. To have to go through that and watch that, 3 and out. Somebody comes in, gives you life, 1 and out. Nothing there. Can't get out of the huddle in time. Just chaos. And the opponent comes in. The opponent comes in and plays a C- game. A C- game for them, basically, with one star that you don't give any help to the I mean, Slay got beat, but my Lord. I mean, you got to give him something. I mean, I give him at least credit for knowing that situation early and going right at the guy and then taking the responsibility afterwards. I mean, that has to be game planned better. It's but that defense, it's hard to argue with that what they had to do early to keep him in. But overall, just an absolutely horrendous night for the Eagles. And forget the final score. That was just a throwaway. It cost people money, but it was a throwaway at the end. There's so little to take out of this, and I guess you can always go back to the storyline of the dumpster fire that is the NFC East and say, well, we had to do this and we're not out of it, so we can't completely throw our hands up at everything. But my God, this is big. The problems they have, short and long term, outweigh, and it's hard to even say this, outweigh the chance to win the division. That's how bizarre this season is right now. It's bizarre to begin with because of what's going on just with our world. But the problems they have outweigh that chance to win the division. People are just tired of it, like Ray Dinger said. They're just tired of don't tell me about first place in the division or winning the division. Tired of it. It's much more concerning to see what's gone on in the field. I don't understand how they possibly could run Wentz out to start the next game. His interception in the end zone again on a insane call in the first place to even go for that, to throw a pick there. How do you come back with that? I mean, I just don't understand the upside to that. It's not the end of the world if the quarterback sits for a series, and I'm saying even for the start of a game at this point. It's not the end of the world. You've tried this when you've tried this and you've tried that, and the option has been staring you in the face forever, to the point now where you've become a national punching bag for the way you're using your quarterback, and the stories coming up about a backup quarterback who sees 2 to 3 plays a game. When that's your storyline going into the game, you know you've got some deep-seated issues that you just might as well confront them head on. Yeah, but don't keep coming at this thing sideways. Confront them head on. You just got to make a change. You have to. There's nothing going on right. There has to be that drastic move. You have to do something like this. You got people tuning in every week, say, okay, is he going to see him a little, see him some here, see him some there? You can't think that the players are, players obviously there's some impact on what's going on there. So it is of all the games, of all the stuff that's happened this season, to me, last night was the most maddening. In a game against a team that was just ultimately just beatable last night for their performance on 3rd and 4th down key situations where they usually kill you. They didn't have it, and you couldn't come up with anything. And if you think anybody's coming away feeling better because of that nonsense at the end, no, nobody's feeling better at all about that. So on this day after the game, I see very little light at the end of the tunnel on what's going on with the Eagles, and I think they need to make that change, and quickly, at the guy behind center or in the shotgun position. All right, Rhea Hughes, Angelo Catale, Rhea, and Keith Delaney Jones coming up. Time of 94 WIP, 5:53.
Yes, Will Parks just got waived by the Philadelphia Eagles. Just got waived. I don't know if it's foolish to keep Barnett. I mean, I don't know if he's done enough. I mean, for what he's not playing like a first round pick. I mean, that's definitely, he's already been injured a few times already. He hasn't been able to stay healthy, and when he's healthy, he's had splurts of good, maybe a good game here and there, but nothing that's like I get. I think Javon Hargrave is a bad contract. Jake Elliott's a bad contract. He's getting $8 million a year as a kicker. He didn't kick an extra point. But the way Doug goes on 2-point conversions all the time, weeks prior. Javon Wallace, I don't know what. Honestly, you need to get rid of the GM, get rid of this head coach. You need to bring in somebody. Obviously, bring in an OC, bring in a head coach that's going to be a head coach and an OC, or have two separate guys. I don't know what they're going to do, but they need to bring in a team evaluator, and they need to see is the head coach going to have a little bit of power on the guy that he does want. Obviously, if it's if it's quarterback and backup quarterback, it's a different story. But something's got to happen.
Oh, if they win, I'm going to be happy. No, they're not going to win. You're not going to ruin my day anymore. I've had it. I can take a loss. I can't take a mess. It's one thing to have a loss. It's one thing to lose. It's quite another to come in and just, in a national game like that, to just completely have a mess out there offensively. To have a defense that came to play, and then I don't even know you don't even know what you're watching. If you're just at football 101, you've got a team that's kind of in disarray. You've got a quarterback that's a mess, and you watch things happen that are inexplicable. You cannot come up with reason. This is what's so maddening about this. Every week there's situations where you shake your head and you wait for an explanation, and there's no logical explanation. What, you're going for a touchdown instead of a field goal at a key point in the game? No, it makes no sense. Bringing in a quarterback, having him throw pass incompleted, then taking him out, and all the momentum's gone. It makes no sense. Having a running back that averages 5 yards a game, touches the ball like 6 times from the backfield, it makes no sense. There's just too many things that make no sense. You can accept losing. You can accept, okay, there's no protection here or there. You can do things like that. But it's so difficult to have to go game after game and go, what the hell was that? Why this? Why that? How come this happened? There's no reason. There's nothing that makes sense with the offense. Why is Jeffrey in the game? How come Fulgham's not getting passes? There is question after question after question where the answer is simply, it makes no sense. It's completely illogical. It's in the first place, it doesn't work, which is everybody with 20, any kind of, you can have no 20 vision and see that it's not working. It's completely illogical what's going on. All you're asking is give them the best chance. There's no best chance. And Lord, it's a good thing there aren't human beings in the stands and not cardboard cutouts, because they would be awarded a storm of boos that was so well to be stormtrooper boos coming out if that had happened. To have to go through that and watch that, 3 and out. Somebody comes in, gives you life, 1 and out. Nothing there. Can't get out of the huddle in time. Just chaos. And the opponent comes in. The opponent comes in and plays a C- game. A C- game for them, basically, with 1 star that you don't give any help to the Slay got beat, but my Lord. I mean, you got to give him something. I mean, I give him at least credit for knowing that situation early and going right at the guy and then taking the responsibility afterwards. I mean, that has to be game planned better. It's but that defense, it's hard to argue with that what they had to do early to keep him in. But overall, just an absolutely horrendous night for the Eagles. And forget the final score. That was just a throwaway. It could cost people money, but it was a throwaway at the end. There's so little to take out of this, and I guess you can always go back to the storyline of the dumpster fire that is the NFC East and say, well, we had to do this and we're not out of it, so we can't completely throw our hands up at everything. But my God, this is big. The problems they have, short and long term, outweigh, and it's hard to even say this, outweigh the chance to win the division. That's how bizarre this season is right now. It's bizarre to begin with because of what's going on just with our world. But the problems they have outweigh that chance to win the division. People are just tired of it, like Ray Dinger said, they're just tired of don't tell me about first place in the division or winning the division. Tired of it. It's much more concerning to see what's gone on in the field. I don't understand how they possibly could run Wentz out to start the next game. His interception in the end zone again on a insane call in the first place to even go for that, to throw a pick there. How do you come back with that? I mean, I just don't understand the upside to that. It's not the end of the world if the quarterback sits for a series, and I'm saying even for the start of a game at this point. It's not the end of the world. You've tried this when you've tried this and you've tried that, and the option has been staring you in the face forever, to the point now where you've become a national punching bag for the way you're using your quarterback, and the stories coming up about a backup quarterback who sees 2 to 3 plays a game. When that's your storyline going into the game, you know you've got some deep-seated issues that you just might as well confront them head on. Yeah, but don't keep coming at this thing sideways. Confront them head on. You just got to make a change. You have to. There's nothing going on right. There has to be that drastic move. You have to do something like this. You got people tuning in every week, say, okay, is he going to see him a little, see him some here, see him some there? You can't think that the players are oblivious to this. The players obviously there's some impact on what's going on there. So it is of all the games, of all the stuff that's happened this season, to me, last night was the most maddening. In a game against a team that was ultimately beatable last night for their performance on 3rd and 4th down key situations where they usually kill you. They didn't have it, and you couldn't come up with anything. And if you think anybody's coming away feeling better because of that nonsense at the end, no, nobody's feeling better at all about that. So this day after the game, I see very little light at the end of the tunnel on what's going on with the Eagles, and I think they need to make that change, and quickly, at the guy behind center or in the shotgun position. All right, Rhea Hughes, Angelo Catale, Rhea, and Keith Delane Jones coming up. Time at 94 WIP 553.
Radio.com Sports Minute. For the life of me, I can't understand the complaints over the way the NFL is handling the schedule this year. What makes no sense are calls for Baltimore to forfeit the game against Pittsburgh. Why? Because it's inconvenient? Because it's not fair? Every single team in the league is doing positive COVID tests and intense protocols, closed facilities, virtual meetings. Every single team has players unavailable due to the virus or close contact. The NFL is committed to playing every game on the schedule and doing it without extending the regular season if possible. Athletes and teams lose money if games are canceled. And who wants less football anyway? The Steelers are working on an historic season, one of the best in franchise history. They don't want to win by forfeit. The NFL is juggling protocols, testing, broadcast partners, schedules, travel, days off. It's not
about how we just released Will Parks for no reason. I don't think we're gonna release. I don't think anything's gonna happen this week. I don't think anything is happening this week. Bills actually played okay last night. I thought Bills actually played good. He came down, made some good tackles. Hardship. Yeah. That's when Pat Shurmur became the interim head coach for that last game. When DeMarco Murray had his best game of the season against the Giants. Our last game was against the Giants. Yeah, like a 52-yard touchdown, 52-yard run.
Valley after yet another edition of a pitiful season by the Philadelphia Eagles. Last night was appalling. It was outrageous. It was 3 hours and 15 minutes you'll never get back. And, I don't even know, Jonesy, I should know after all this time how the fans react to a game. But I think this is around the period of time where fans go, screw you.
They do.
I've seen enough of this. It's the same garbage. I had a whole bunch of emails overnight for people saying, I am not watching the end of this game. This is pitiful. And you go, at some point, they keep showing the decision makers on the team up in their boxes, right?
Yep.
And you got Jeff Lurie there with his wife, and even though he's got the mask on, you could tell he's got a puss on his face. And you go, and Jeff, it's already a matter of record now that he's disgusted with this team. And then he saw that abomination last night. Jonesy, he's got to be frustrated and ready to do something, doesn't he?
He's got to be ready to take action. I mean, that type of performance is one that just stands out to me that changes things of the future of the Philadelphia Eagles. That is just awful to watch.
And the GOAT of the game did not play in the game. He is the GOAT of the game was the man who was witnessed packing up his gear, putting away his binoculars, because maybe now he can't see his future any better. Howie Roseman.
Yes, no doubt.
Howie Roseman cost the Eagles last night's game. Do I hear any arguments?
No.
No arguments. Because it was one player.
Yeah.
It was one player. And it was a player so easily could have been an Eagle. And Howie Roseman said, DK Metcalf, I can get J.J. Arcega-Whiteside.
I saw him on the West Coast when everybody else was asleep.
And then somebody else said, how about this kid Terry McLaurin? No, you don't understand. You went to bed. I stayed up to watch the Pacific Coast, the Pac-10, and I got to see J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is way better than these other guys. Fast forward 2 years, and your team stinks because Howie couldn't get that right. And Metcalf, what a story surrounding Metcalf last night. Because he had 10 catches for 177 yards.
Career night.
And he now has 4 times as many pass receiving yards as the entire wide receiving core that was on the field last night for the Eagles.
That's incredible.
Hit the one man, and you had him available to you. And I don't want to hear this garbage that is now being slewed around. Howie's not the only one that missed. No, a lot of people missed on Metcalf. He went in the second round.
Yeah.
But not too many of them missed him to select a different wide receiver, one who, by the way, stinks and can't even get on the field.
Can't play a lick.
Howie Roseman lost the game last night. And if you don't believe me, remember, Howie said, I gotta get a shutdown corner. So we got Darius Slay, who's pretty good.
Yeah.
Darius Slay was powerless against Metcalf.
No, the one catch that you couldn't defend against.
No, he's unbelievable. So just to remind you how dumb Roseman was when he let Metcalf go for Whiteside, Here's a reminder.
Wilson on second down, fakes. He's back. He fires, completes it for a first down to Metcalf. Wilson back, looks, fires, complete, first down. This time he goes again to DK Metcalf running a slant. Single setback as Wilson goes back, penalty flag. Wilson fires, he completes it to Metcalf, who comes down to the 20-yard line with a first down. Wilson back, fires, complete to Metcalf. He is leaning forward, but he's short of the first down. Wilson pumps and fires to the far side of the field. The pass is complete. Catching the pass is Metcalf. Wilson's back. Here comes the rush again. He's loading up. He's going deep for Metcalf, who has it, and he's down at the 1. 52 yards into the waiting arms of Metcalf. You know, the Eagles could have taken him. Wilson fakes. He rolls. He fires. He completes. Metcalf flays over a man at the 5 and takes it down to the 3. Metcalf again, making it look ridiculously easy. Lone receiver Metcalf. Boy, is he big. Wilson is back. Here comes the rush. He fires. He's got Metcalf for a first down.
Metcalf already 8 receptions for 127 yards in this game.
He's back. He's looking up. He floats it. He's got Metcalf again at the Eagles 35. Slay is no match for Metcalf. He's back. He is going deep, and it is caught down the far sideline by Metcalf. You know, the Eagles could have taken him. They took J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, who is the missing man.
All right, here's some numbers for you. Now, this season alone, DK Metcalf, 46 catches, 862 yards, and 9 touchdowns. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, 2 catches, 45 yards, 0 touchdowns. That is managerial ineptitude.
He did make a great catch in training camp though, when he jumped up really high.
Right, I remember
that. Was awesome.
He reminded Howie Roseman of Joel Embiid.
That was awesome.
Right?
Stop.
And do I have to tell you while I'm at it, since Jalen Vega was out of field last night.
Please, with him.
He's got 19 catches for 222 yards in his rookie season. And Justin Jefferson, who we let go, he has 52 catches for 918 yards and 6 touchdowns.
He was supposed to be really fast, right? Physical.
Howie
no evidence of
Roseman's
it.
inability to evaluate wide receivers and make the correct... he doesn't even have to get everyone right. Could you get one right?
He refuses to go with the guy that's right in front of him because everybody else thinks that player is great, and he won't do it. He tries to reinvent the wheel every time he makes a selection.
Unbelievable annoyance. Beyond belief annoyance. Now, I want to get to some of the things that were said afterwards because Doug Peterson was asking, this is unbelievable. The man caught 10 balls for 177 yards. And Doug said he saw some good things from Darius Slay. Listen.
Well, DK is a great, big target. He's a good receiver. D. Slay, matched up with him all night long and battled and made some plays, and DK made some plays. So, I thought overall he did some good things. Played tough. I mean, that's a tough receiver to defend, and one that. I thought D. Slay did some good things.
All right, Doug Peterson is going to be out at 9 o'clock. I wanted to first say, the way he just described this is that Slay had a decent night, and the guy he was covering had 10 catches for 177 yards. Then what Doug Peterson is telling me is this is one of the great wide receivers of this generation.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah.
So how can I avoid the next question? When you're watching that, Doug, do you ever say to yourself, he could have been mine? He could have been mine. And don't you ask the people upstairs who decided that they wanted Whiteside what the hell they were thinking?
I'd hug him if he answered it.
Right? No, he probably... My guess is by the time I get to that question, he's already going to be really ticked off.
That's a great question. Right, I can tell you his answer.
Don't I have to ask that? If he says his best corner... held the guy to 10-177. And he said, Slay did some good things out there. Well, they go, that guy must be unbelievable.
Why didn't he get more help then in the game?
No. First of all, I'll get to that a little later. Slay got irritated by the question.
I know, but, watching the
Schwartz,
game.
well, no, Schwartz did all he could. I'm getting him in a second. Because Schwartz, Al, that performance by Metcalf last night, Schwartz did his role. He was tremendous in that.
Oh, boy.
But before I get to that, the one thing about that I got to give credit to Slay for is that Slay acknowledged what was happening. All these other guys are giving you boilerplate bull.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Slay said he basically couldn't win one battle against Metcalf. Listen to Slay after the game.
It was a great battle. I won't say it was difficult. It's just that I lost every 50-50 ball today. And that's not, I'm usually on the other side of that. Today, I'm on the other side of it. I let the team down. I told the defense that game was on me. I got to play better. But, props to DK for being giving me the good work. I got to be better.
Well, I appreciate that answer.
That's a good answer.
That's a very
One of
good
the few
answer.
people who does that.
Yeah, maybe the only one right now. But all he's saying to you is, he's an elite corner.
I can't cover him.
There's
and I'm
no
great.
way if they throw the ball up with that monster, right, that there's any way I can win a 50-50.
You saw that early because he took the penalty.
And they kept
just to
doing it.
get
Yes, he
territory.
took penalty. What can he do? He can't stop the guy.
Yeah.
He can't stop the guy. He could be ours. Keith Jones.
Yeah.
One move. The Eagles select Metcalf 2 years ago. And let's just say for fun, Whiteside ended up with the Seahawks.
Sure.
Why not?
Sure.
Who wins the game last night?
The Eagles win.
Thank you. Al, who wins the game last night if Metcalf's an Eagle?
No question.
Are you going to even bother to ask me?
Howie Roseman was the GOAT of last night's game because this mistake, one of many mistakes, cost them the football game.
Yeah.
They had no chance. They would, you know what, Al? They'd already be 3 games in front in the NFC East if they had just taken Metcalf.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't appear to get hurt that much either, which all of our guys do.
Well, and that was the worry coming into the draft.
I
right?
know
When
it
he
was the
hurt.
worry, but the worry was, Metcalf has had some injury problems in college.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what happened. He stayed healthy, and every guy we selected went down.
Well, it'd be one thing if it was just, it wouldn't be fair to say, well, that's the guy they missed on. But this is repeatedly.
Yes.
They've repeatedly missed on receivers.
Right.
One after another, after another, after another. And look what you have out there. Nobody can get separate. Nothing.
Now, let's get to the insult that followed the injury. Jim Schwartz. Ladies and gentlemen, I am shocked because I was always told that Jim Schwartz is a mute on game days. Jim Schwartz, Al, will not address the media on days of games.
Okay.
And I assumed he had taken like a monk. He had taken a vow of silence.
Yeah.
A vow of silence. And then I find out, Al, he talks, just not to us. And he's on the field before the game. And he sees DK Metcalf. The defensive coordinator, the Eagles defensive coordinator, says DK Metcalf. Josie, you got to analyze this for me. So Schwartz has already got this Napoleon complex.
Yep.
He goes up to Metcalf, and he says to Metcalf, before this, this is a simulation. Before I was a defensive coordinator here, I was a head coach in Detroit, and I helped develop Megatron. And I'll tell you, DK, you're not there yet.
He really says this to him.
You're not there yet. He tells the one guy who can kill his defense before the game, he insults him. Now, they even though he doesn't speak on game days, they did issue a statement after saying he was trying to praise the guy. He was going, you're not there yet, but you have the potential.
Yeah.
I get it. Why are you talking to him, and why are you making that dumb statement?
Do you remember watching the Jordan documentary?
Yes.
Jordan took the slightest, ridiculous little thing and turned it into motivation. This is a kid in DK Metcalf who has a sheet in his locker.
Yes.
That lists all the reasons not to draft him.
Yes.
And he reads it literally several times a week.
You handed him a fresh slate before the game.
Even though you meant it as a compliment.
And just so you think, well, maybe I'm spitting this. Here's DK Metcalf explaining.
All right, guys. So this is kind of on repeat, but I know there's more people coming into the chat as well, so that's why I kind of been listening to it twice. for you guys. I'm doing it for you guys, obviously, because we already kind of went through this morning. But I am gonna skip through some of this to get to Doug's presser on here. So let's do that real quick.
One of the is a great big coordinator says DK Becca. Josie, next time Hurts came back on the
I bet
we're gonna skip through some of this right now.
I have to tell you, Rager and Jefferson, you're well aware of that. 2 you graduate. 215-592-9494. The big moment in the show is coming up. Head coach Doug Peterson scheduled at 9. WIP Sports Time 8:55.
It is Window Nation's famous year-end sale. Combines two of their best offers of the year. Get 0% financing for 60 months.
And Angelo has put up some really crazy questions for Doug today. Be nice to hear some of this. I just don't get it. Even with Doug saying about he's defending his use of Jalen Hurts, it's like, oh, well, it's not about one guy. It's like it wasn't working. We went through, 4 or 5 3-and-outs, and there's no reason to put in Hurts for a series after 5 3-and-outs, or during those 5 3-and-outs. There wasn't time to don't get it. Nah, Jalen Mills got to go, Rico. Jalen Mills got to go. So 226 people in the chat, guys. Appreciate everybody being here today for the reaction, obviously. But if you guys haven't hit that like button, hit the like button to help support the channel. You hit the like button, you're supporting the channel. If you guys subscribe to the channel as well. Check out some of my videos before subscribing if you guys need to. Eagles content creator, make videos all year round. So, yeah. Hit the subscribe, hit the like button if you guys haven't. And keep moving on with this. I guess it won't let me skip commercials. I thought Jalen Mills had a good game, but I don't think Jalen Mills should be a future safety on this team. Getting paid more money? No. Nope. I like his passion. I've always liked, Can't skip these commercials. I don't know why.
Sports Radio 94 WIP, a radio.com sports station.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is coming up on 9 o'clock right now. Coach Peterson's call is sponsored by Pennsylvania Lottery. Play Pennsylvania Lottery games online. Cash prizes at PALottery.com. And get a $500 first-time deposit bonus. You got to be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Now, we are expecting Doug to call in any second. Now, help me with this. All right? Yeah, you got a Super Bowl championship in a town.
Yeah.
You got a winning record. You've been to playoffs 3 straight years. What's it like to be 3-7-1?
Oh.
Do you question yourself? Do you wonder if you're... What do you do?
I just remember Pat Quinn at a sports writer convention and they went to a finals and lost. And he came up and he just says, for all you people asking questions, it sucks to lose. It was as simple as that. He just said, you can go around and around about it, but I'm just telling you, it sucks.
Well, do you question your own ability?
Well, you can. When you do that,
you look back at what you did 3 years ago and go, why am I not doing that now?
Well, you realize how close... The difference between a disaster and a great season can be a couple of plays, but this is just everything falling apart.
Do you know how great he was in those early seasons in 4th down?
Oh. Third down, long.
He's 7 for 21 this year. He's taking risks that are surprising that he's even doing them.
And you can go
right?
back and look at tape of any sport and say, if one guy turns one way, the quarterback sees somebody, the whole game. You can go back a million times in any sport and say, this would have changed it. Look at the Eagles when they got a touchdown, like they didn't call a legal pass.
Yeah.
It's like something happens, it changes everything. Intentional grounding, it's something like that. Something happens. You can look at it that way, but boy, when you start questioning yourself, I always think the coach has to just absolutely think I'm doing the right thing.
All right, here's one more, because I do want to ask you about this. You're trying to devise something to stop DK Metcalf.
Oh.
DK Metcalf is phenomenal, right? He is the next Megatron. He's that good. All right, Al? Do you ever take a moment and say to yourself, he should be my weapon? If I had people...
But where's the plus in there?
There isn't.
Because there's a big plus, because then I could blame someone else.
No, there's no plus.
I love blaming others.
No, but you do game plan to shut that player down, and you also know in doing so you could help your general manager's disposition.
And
you're sitting up there squirming.
You also think maybe you just got to get more points than he does.
All right, I don't like that thinking
there's certain guys that you're gonna get points.
Yeah, I guess.
I think the plan was to go right after him and try to get him off his game.
Really early in the game.
It didn't work.
That plan did not work.
No, but that was the plan.
All right, we are expecting Doug any second. I think we're about to get him on right now, and this can't be this hasn't been something Doug's looked forward to for a long time.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Eagles, Doug Peterson. Hi, Doug.
Hey, good morning, Angelo.
Hey, Doug, I was just saying, man, you got a history of success in this town as a head coach. You won a Super Bowl in this town. What is it like for you at 3-7-1? What's that like?
It's not fun. It isn't fun, because as you said, and this is something I have to kind of remind myself from time to time, we've had success, here. And look, I know we can't live in the past, and I don't want to live in the past. I think it's something we can learn from, but I don't want to keep, dwelling on that. But it's not fun. It's not fun at all. I mean, I played this game for 14 years. I was in the league, and now coaching, I think it's 25 years, for me personally in the NFL, and I've been on a lot of winning teams, and it's obviously more fun when you win than it is in the situation we're in.
All right, but you didn't forget how to coach, Doug. First 5 possessions, 3 and out. You work all week to get that script together. I mean, why doesn't it work? Why didn't any of those things work in the first 5 possessions?
Yeah, you put the tape on, and there are opportunities there, and we failed, and we failed to execute, and I sound like a broken record each week, but it's where we are as a team, and honestly, with the amount of moving parts that we've had, just start with the offensive line, and there for a couple of years we had the best offensive line in football, and now we've had injury. We're literally missing 3 starters when you think of Lane Johnson, Brandon Brooks, Andre Dillard, guys like that who were starters for us. We're missing them.
Andre Dillard never even
Peters, bless his
he
heart.
never even had a chance.
One of the best Philadelphia Eagles.
They didn't give
ever.
him a chance, but he's been injured.
Comes in, plays guard, goes to tackle, comes
Dillard
back
ain't no
and plays
starter
guard, and
anymore.
actually played pretty well. We got some young guys in their rotation. It's just it's difficult to have any kind of stability, continuity. You're playing with young receivers right now. You think about Jalen Reagor and who missed 6 games for us, and then he's now coming back, and Hightower, Greg Ward is probably the one that's got the most veteran presence out there right now, and then Fulgham, and who has started hot and now has kind of cooled down just a little bit. So it's just this league. It just goes to show you that each week you have to prepare, you have to coach, you have to play, at a certain level each week, and that's what the NFL is about. And teams that have had success and that sustainability have been able to do that, and obviously stay healthy, and that's something that we haven't been able to do.
Hey, Doug, Fulgham's a big mystery to us because he was for 6 weeks, he was as good a receiver as there was in the NFL. And since Jeffrey came back, he hasn't been that big a factor. He didn't get thrown to till 14 minutes to go in the game. Have you changed your approach to Fulgham and play calling because Jeffrey's there? And should you change it back?
No, and it's something that I try to evaluate that position and what gives us the best chance to execute and play. And Alshon is getting healthy, and he's both of those guys have been sort of interchangeable here the last couple of weeks, and that's okay. It's okay to do that. And when we game plan for both of them, or at least scheme for both of them, whether it's individually or collectively on the field at the same time. And look, it comes down coaches and players, when you talk about blocking out the noise, you got to block out the good and the bad, and you can't get caught up in that. And again, it goes back to kind of what I said here a minute ago, was just every week's a different week, and you have to come ready to practice and play. And look, I'm not saying that that's not what they're doing. I'm just saying that's the mindset that players and coaches have to have each week in this league.
Doug, why haven't you come up with a more productive plan for using Jalen Hurts?
What do you mean productive plan?
I mean, a plan. He supposedly has a very terrific skill package. We see him once or twice a game, and the plays generally are not that effective. Or when he throws a pass that's complete, he leaves the game. This was a big issue on the broadcast last night, Doug. They said, what's the point of putting him out there for one play?
Mm-hmm. It goes back to, I guess, talking about stability, continuity, talking about sustainability, keeping drives alive. If you recall, on his couple of plays, we had a false start to start 1st and 10, and now we're 1st and 15, and then I believe there was a possible run on 1st and 15, then there was his throw on 2nd down, and then we're back to a 3rd and long situation. That was it doesn't. We did that with Carson in the game. You're right. We had false starts. We had penalties on offense. We put ourselves in, and I talked about this a lot during the week with our team, and just our 1st down efficiency has to be better. We can't keep putting ourselves in these 1st and 15s or 2nd and 3rd and long situations. You can't sustain a drive. It's too hard. You need to be 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, or no 3rd downs. Go from 1st and go from 1st down, 2nd down, go back to 1st down. It's okay, right? I would prefer not to have a 3rd down, but we do try, and I sit with Coach Stoutland and the staff, and we come up with a plan that we think is beneficial that week for Jalen. We knew going in that we were going to have to probably throw the ball a little bit more, and I think as we go, that's something that has to happen a little bit more with him. But just it never really manifested itself enough to keep that going consistently, because we.
Hey, Metcalf, the best wide receiver you saw this year facing you?
I mean, you can go back to the Rams game. Those receivers are pretty good. I think the Giants have a couple good receivers. You look at a young player, some of the guys in Cincinnati. I mean, there's a lot of good receivers that we face. Each week.
He was going to say
obviously
that.
A good receiver, and he's a big part of their offense.
I don't know if you heard that. After the game, Metcalf said that he had an exchange with Jim Schwartz before the game. And Schwartz said, I coached Megatron. You're not there yet. And he took great inspiration from that. And he said he played harder because of it. Are you going to say something to Jim about that?
I mean, listen, there's a lot of things that are said, and I don't know. Listen, I don't know. I didn't hear that. Obviously, I'll try to find out what's going on. I mean, we got to be careful with comments that we make, but listen. Now, Megatron was a solid receiver in this league for a long time, and obviously Jim has firsthand knowledge. He's coached him and watched him play, but we just got to be careful. We got to be smart, and can't do it.
Doug, I got to just give you the mentality of a fan when we see Metcalf have 10 catches for 177 yards. Fans are going, we should have him. We should have drafted him. You're the coach. You don't make that decision. Do you think it too?
I think that we need to coach our players better.
Oh, my God, Doug.
It goes back to, I think, what I said earlier. We can't live in the past. And we got to move on, and we got to coach our players, and we have to get better. And I know that we have the right men, in the building to get it done. We've proven that, and that's what we're going to do.
Last thing, Doug. I only ask this because fans are wondering. You went for 2 after you got the Hail Mary and it worked, and you went for 2. That had a major bearing on legal betting, which is now there. Why did you go for 2 in that spot? Because you saved a lot of Eagle fans a lot of money. I don't know if you're aware of that. But
I did not know that, no.
No? Okay.
No, but I'm happy that I saved so. At least there's some positive coming out of the game, Angelo.
All right, but that had nothing to do with the decision, right, Doug?
No, because it you know what? We needed 2 scores anyway.
Yeah.
And this gave us the best chance to put ourselves in position there after the last touchdown to do that. So gave us the best chance of winning.
Doug, win or lose, I have great respect for you and the way you answer questions. I really respect it, and I hope that things turn around really soon. Thank you.
I appreciate it, Angelo. Thanks a lot.
It's Doug Peterson with some very straight answers. I did give him a chance to say, why didn't Howie get Metcalf? He didn't look at it that way. But anyway.
Can I point something out that I think has happened for you? You've had Doug on 5 years?
Yes,
now?
5 years.
I transcribe everything you say.
Yep.
I did not see Wentz's name come up once.
I didn't bring it up.
I know.
Because he had already addressed it at length in the
season. Didn't come up my updates. I mean, that's where this has come now.
No. But the one time he was not pleased with the question was when I asked about Hurts and the fact that they have had no package that's worked for him.
Yeah.
And I just made him clear right from the beginning. I was not the only one thinking that. No. They were talking about it on the broadcast. We have the actual cut where that play happened because I'll tell you what's amazing about it. They couldn't believe. I guess it was Louis Riddick who used to play for. He used to work for Howie Roseman. And Louis Riddick was going all over on it. Just listen to this. This is why I raised that issue.
Yeah.
2nd and 14 is going to throw for it. Comes out firing. And it is Alshon Jeffrey. And with that is Alshon Jeffrey's first catch of the season. And after the completion, give Hurts some confidence, I guess, and get Carson Wentz right back in for 3rd and 8. You guys can explain this to me sometime. Wentz in trouble, and he's going to be dropped. The most sacked quarterback in the NFL goes down. It's Jaron Reed for Seattle. You guys want to explain that to me? The quick change in quarterback, Hurts the penalty, then he completes a pass, and then you bring Carson Wentz right back out immediately after that.
It really doesn't accomplish anything other than you got him a rep. So what?
Yeah. If you're going to put him in there, why not give him a series to get his feet really wet?
That was Louis Riddick at the end.
That's well said.
That's why I brought it up. All right, Doug Peterson was brought to you by Bud Light. Homegate the Eagles game with ice cold Bud Light and takeout from Tap House 23 in Bridgeport, Pennsylvania. Order for game day or any day at taphouse23.com. Lots more of your calls when we return. We also got a hot seat coming up.
Monday. All right, guys. Well, that's all I needed to hear. Carson Wentz's name never came up, and obviously with the Jalen Hurts thing, that's why I don't get it. And Jeffrey Lurie already put the order down. If Carson Wentz is struggling, put Jalen Hurts in the game, and that never even happened. Carson Wentz struggled from the start of the game. Obviously, maybe the first, we had a couple runs that went for like not even a yard. Throwing to Alshon Jeffrey had the drop. It's just been too much stuff. And then why is Jalen Hurts just getting one rep and then going back out? He might as well just stay on the sideline if that's the case. Like, why even, if it's to the point where Jalen Hurts was actually excited before this game, was talking to the offense, was trying to get everybody pumped up, and it was all, thinking that he was going to play, and he didn't. And you put Carson back in the game after one rep for Jalen Hurts, he gets sacked. It's just I don't get it. I watched Doug's presser last night. I watched Carson's presser last night. Carson's presser, same old, nothing much, Just don't get it. Just don't get it. Never will get it. Doug is just, won't even say, oh, yeah, we could have had DK Metcalf. Won't even say that. It's like, oh, there's a lot of good receivers. The PR words, the PR sentences. Oh, the Rams. You might as well just say every team had a good receiver. Obviously, every team has a good receiver. I mean, he's just playing these PR words. I just can't stand it. Just can't stand it at all. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. 211 people in here. Appreciate everybody being here for the being in here for the reactions for 94 WIP. Obviously, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this next week, or we're gonna do it on game day before the game, and then we're going to obviously do it the day after. But post game, obviously, we got the Green Bay next week, so it's gonna be kind of crazy. I can't listen to this anymore. I'll have another video out today, and probably just gonna take the rest of the day off because I'm just need to just. I can't listen to this anymore today. I mean, it's already enough yesterday. I took enough of what we all had to deal with last night, but I'll have another video out today, probably one more video out today, and then call it a day until tomorrow. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. If you guys have not. Plenty more content coming out. Check some of my videos. Hit that subscribe button. If you guys, before you leave right now, hit the like button before you leave. When you hit the like button, you're supporting the channel. Appreciate everybody being in here today. So, other than that, guys, I will see you guys later. All right. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Remember, guys, Shake Squad up. Fly, fly. Peace out, guys. Peace.